the things in our community. I want to also thank the vendors for coming out, showing your support. Um, Again, I'm just thrilled to be here. One of the reasons why we took this initiative to bring education to minority business because as a city official, I get an opportunity to look at a lot of the things that are going on in our community. Just in my district alone, which is District 7, which is everything from Maritime Park all the way west, I have about $500 million that's actually about to be invested into our community. $500 million. Out of that $500 million, how many of you think those contracts are going to minority owned businesses? Less than 25%. Less than 25% of that is going towards minority owned businesses. Out of that 25%, how many do you think is actually getting awarded those contracts? Less than 7. This is why this minority business information is important to each and every one of you. So you know what to do and how to do it, and also to get registered with the city as well as the county to become a vendor to take advantage of the contracts that they have available for you. It's there. But we have to educate ourselves and motivate ourselves to do the proper paperwork in order to get those contracts. We all want to sit at the table, but it's time for us to stand up and start doing what is right to get to that point. I hope that you take advantage of this opportunity. Ms. Cox, and also Mr. Russ, we sit down every Wednesday and we brainstorm on how we can better ourselves as well as our community. This is the first step of many. And we are going to come back and do a follow-up because we all need to know what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong. And the things that we're doing wrong, we need to correct those things. But it starts with everybody in this room. Albert Einstein always said we can no longer continue to solve problems using the old way of thinking when we created them. We got to start having a new way of thinking. And that new way of thinking starts today, and it starts with each and every one of you. So I want to thank all of you for coming out, taking time out of your Saturday to sit here and get this information. We have a lot of great speakers. Thank you so much. Tony is going to get in trouble, but I also want to thank his wife, who's in the back, because she also played a part in this as well. So thank you so much. Again, truly happy to be here. Thank you all, and I look forward to the information that'll be put out here today. Thank you, ma'am.
Give him a good round of applause. So I'm gonna go back and give you a little bit of nugget about your councilman. When he called me, y'all, most of y'all see me in the community doing kiddie events. I don't deal with grown people besides on my regular job. I always tell them grown people talk back. But when he told me about the money that was out there and how we did not really, number one, know what was not correctly advised on it, I was like, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. So I want y'all to know he is sincere about making sure we win. He is very sincere. He pushed both of us, and I was like, oh, okay, you going fast. Hold up. What's next? What we got to do? Who we got to contact? So Bleeds would not have happened if we were councilman. So again, give him a round of applause. So the first speaker you're going to hear is one person who came and he took over this chamber. And when he took over the chamber, he began to make some noise. He started doing stuff, and the one thing I love about him is every time when you have made yourself known and you have a business and he can help you, his question is always, how can I help you? Do you need me to do anything? What can I do to assist you? That's always his question. So I love that about him. So I want to give a warm greeting and welcome to none other than Mr. Brian Wire of the Gulf Coast Minority Chamber.
Testing, can you hear me okay? Ready, Chris? Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Brian Wire, the President and CEO of the Gulf Coast Minority Chamber of Commerce. When you get the opportunity, you can go to my table over there and you'll see one of our directories in the chamber. Please feel free to pick up one of the directories and read some of the information in it. But today I want to just give you a few numbers and tell you a few things to talk about here. In our 2012 census for Escambia County, There were over 3,300 minority businesses here in Escambia County. Out of those 3,300 minority businesses, about 50% of those businesses were Black. That compares to the total county being about 21,000 businesses back in 2012. The biggest population of entrepreneurs going forward are Black females. All Black females, clap your hands. Non-black females clap too because we need to support them. But one of the keys to the fact that we are, as a people, are doing wonderful things entrepreneurship-wise, and this is a great chance and opportunity to do that. And I want to say a few things about what my process is. People come to me about questions with the chamber. The first question I usually ask them is, why do you want to create a business? Now, if you come to me and say you want to create a business because you don't want to work for the man anymore, or because you're running from something, I get a little bit concerned, because the reason why you really want to create a business is for yourself. It's to better yourself and not run from things, but run to things. Run to what your true destiny is. And get to that true destiny, it really is going to require a couple of different things. You got to have faith in God, because you're going to need to pray a whole lot when you start a new business. Kim Cox back there, when she started her businesses, when she did her books, it wasn't easy. It took a lot of hard work. And not to be too personal and thing, but Kim has to go to work tonight. She has to run her day job, which I can't imagine planning this wonderful event, but then also working for that one. The second question I ask people when they want to start a new business is, when you start a new business and you're going to work on it, where are you at now? And I always use my hands to show you have a job now working with a corporation, with a company, and it's going along well, and you're starting a new business out down here. Don't quit that job right now. You're shaking your head. Yeah, don't quit that job right now to put everything into your new business, because it's not going to be easy. Having a business and being a business owner is not easy. It's truly something that is a passion and something that you're going to work harder than you ever want to do. But you know what? It's also going to be the greatest blessing that you have, because you're going to gain so much from it. So always tell people, keep your job you have now that's going well, take your side hustle, your business, and move it up to a point where they're even. When they're about even and you pull in the same amount of money, you can make a big decision in your life. Do I go forward with the business and get rid of this and excel, or do I stay a little bit longer until that side hustle is even bigger? That's the turning point that you have. But never start a new business and never get into a business and drop everything for that in the very beginning. Wait till they balance out. A really important fact, because a lot of people have had those challenges. And one of the other things I wanted to mention to you today, real quick, here is a word I heard earlier about beautiful. It's the word brutal and beautiful together. Because when you start a new business, at times you're going to have some brutal things going on. Last year was a year like no other, as far as businesses closing down, restaurants being hurt. It was really brutal for people. But you know what? The beauty is so much better. You're going to have times as a new business where you're going to learn all these things that are going great, but you're also going to have some failures. Me as a chamber, I've only been involved about 2.5 years now in the chamber, and we had some wonderful successes, but we had a lot of failures. And you know what? It wasn't really a failure. What it was an opportunity to learn. So when you do hit a failure, you do hit a down point in your life, it's not that you didn't make what you needed to do. It's not that you should be miserable and give up on everything. It's an opportunity to learn and do better. So failures happen to everybody. It happens in your professional career, your personal life. I read somewhere that he had a loveless life the last few years of his life that he told his best friends. With all those resources, with all that success, but his personal life was suffering. So you're going to have areas where you have those failures, you have wonderful successes, and just balance them out. Know whenever things are bad, they're going to get better. Know when things are better, you're going to hit some bumps, but you're going to bounce back from them. So please feel free to grab one of our directories. If you have any questions, go to our website. There's numerous members that we have around this room here. One of the big people faith-wise is Erin back here. Erin has such a faith in God, and she spells it out in a way that's so meaningful and so powerful. Caress Hudson's back there. I was with Caress from the very beginning when she talked about getting this little building in this neighborhood and looking at it. And she would talk to me and my family about it. Well, she's my niece, to be honest with you, so that's another whole story. But I was there from the very beginning when she had a dream about getting the building, and we heard about it and heard about it. There were some high points, low points. She's doing amazing things for our community, amazing things in her business for her pastry, her desserts. But she'll tell you too, she has some roadblocks. She has some stumbles. She was creative, she was innovative, and now she's accomplishing lots of goals. I will tell you too that Escambia County, and Larry mentioned this earlier, if I were to show you the true numbers and statistics of where we stand with minority businesses getting contracts, I've been tracking this over the last few years. I pushed the county to show me what they had. And we started out with pretty much zero minority businesses getting into contracts 2.5 years ago. My stats are they're still zero, but we had about a 400, 500% increase in businesses that are registered. You're not going to get the business with the county, the city, the school district, if you don't register first. And you may say, Brian, I'm not a contractor. I'm not a construction person. The county and the city, they hire barbers to cut hairs in a jail. They hire auctioneers to do auctioning. They hire life coaches to train people in the county city that need work. They hire restaurants to fulfill their foods for lunches and dinners and other engagements. So it doesn't hurt to go get registered. It's all free so that you can have an opportunity to get the money that's out there for you. And our community needs that money to come back to us. Well, I'm gonna close out now. I don't want to talk too long. I just want to say thank you for being here today. This is the first step. Networking is the key. Getting a chance to meet people, to see them, share stories, change experiences. I believe earlier we talked about your nonprofit, and there's so many nonprofits in the area that are doing similar things. Oh, I'm sorry, over here, your nonprofit. If you get these nonprofits that are doing similar things, you get together, and you can work together to put on an event, work together to communicate your message out, and like Delarian and Kim and the Rosters did here, getting those sponsorships down at the bottom, it shows you a united front. The word is unity, being able to get together and create synergy so that you're not doing everything on your own. There are so many mentors in our community that are willing to mentor and help people out. I even tell a story, you all know the story about when Jesus was carrying the cross through town. He had to get Simon to help him carry that cross. If Jesus needs help from somebody, then gosh, we all should be able to ask for help and get it when we need it. Right? So we all need help, guys. Some of the most successful companies, corporations in town, I personally have worked with them, and they need help in areas that you wouldn't even imagine. But they have the resources to help, ask for those help, and we can provide help to everyone. If you think you're small now, the lessons you learn maybe help someone that's really be more successful now, and in turn, they'll help you back out as well. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for the opportunity to talk. Like I said, my directors are in the back. Feel free to give me a call. One of the things, and I think Chantel was here that she mentioned, I haven't been very good at getting back to people lately. I've just been overflowed with phone calls and emails. I'm trying my best to get back to people. So if I don't reach you immediately, please try again, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. But that's one of the areas I'm definitely trying to work on because I haven't been able to be as responsive as I want to be. But I identify that, and now you work on finding ways to develop a solution for it, and don't let that be a hurdle for you. Have a great afternoon, a great weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you, everyone.
All right, thank you, Mr. Wire. And up next, we have the owner of Henny Penny's Patisserie. If you guys have not been down there, you should go down there. She will definitely treat your sweet tooth. We have Miss Caress Hudson. Y'all welcome Miss Caress.
So I shoved all this wire down my shirt just to not be able to use it. So if you see me twitching, I don't have a tick. It's all the wires down my shirt, okay? But welcome. I'm the owner of Henny Penny's Patisserie. I'm also the founder of Noor Investment Group. I have some members here. I also am what do you want to call it, Chris? A business guide for the Business Roundtable. And I'm gonna highlight some things about the things that I'm doing in the community. But I'm so happy to have you guys here, and I've got some work for us to do. So this is not gonna be something you're just gonna look at and smile and watch me move around with this wire. We're gonna do some work. Let's get started. All right, important steps to starting a successful business. So before we start this, I don't want to make any assumptions for any businesses here. I want to make sure that we cross our I's and dot all of our T's, because in business can be unforgiving. There's mistakes that I made in business because I didn't have anyone to tell me. There's mistakes in business that I made because I did not have the insight, the education. I had some education. I have an associate's degree in European pastry, bachelor's degree in hospitality management, finishing up my master's degree in supply chain and demand, but there were still things that didn't catch me. So if you can imagine, if I've taken out this time and this money, education, I'm a mother of 4, I'm a wife, Navy spouse, centered around all this education and information, and I still miss things. What can happen to those in our community who aren't afforded those opportunities? So let's get it. All right, so here's the basic building blocks. Hopefully, if you've already started your business, you've already gone through these steps. The arrows are laying it out. So you choose your entity. Have questions about what kind of entity? Talk to someone. Get some legal advice. LLC, S Corp. What do you want to do? Just because somebody else or your friend is doing it that way doesn't mean you need to. Educate yourself. Register your business. How many businesses are unregistered? You go up and you look, you think they're legit, only to find out they disappeared overnight. Register your business, register your DBA. Here in the state of Florida, you're able to do that on this site. If you need that information, type that down so you can register your business. And if you have questions about that tricky thing that all of us know, I'm sure Cass and Flights knows about that fictitious name they always ask us about, kind of get quirky. Ask for help. The Chamber of Commerce can help you with that as well. Set up your business to pay taxes. Oh my gosh, there's so many taxes you have to pay in your industry. There's taxes I didn't even know about. I had to catch up on, but I'm caught up now, okay? Obtain a business license if you need to. Some industries don't require you to. Open a bank business account. Business banks, I think we have a bank back here. Will you raise your hand? Talk to them, see what they have to offer. And don't go to the first bank, no offense. But make them court you. Make them tell you what they have to offer you. You're bringing them money. Just because you only have $5 in your pocket doesn't mean it won't be $5 billion next year. Make them make you want to go to them. Okay? I ended up going with the bank that I never thought I was going to go with. I was pretty shocked, but they courted me. So guess what? They have my money. Pick a location. All right. Location is everything for some businesses. My business, I needed to check out the traffic flow. UWF has a wonderful program for free. If you're thinking about a storefront location, they'll tell you the walkability, the visibility. Maybe you might need it, maybe you won't. But do not underestimate the power of that. Your brilliant idea can fail horribly if you don't have your business at the right location. Fund your business. Where's your money coming from? Surprise, your business credit for your first year is your personal credit. Can't get around it. So if you're thinking about opening up a business and your credit's not right, you've got to get your personal credit so that then you can branch over to get your business credit. Okay? And market. Of course you know that. So you can have all your best business you want to, but if you're not doing advertising and proper advertising, it's all for naught. All right, let's see. Here's some more statistics about the state of Florida. So Mr. Brian Wire told you about what's going on in here at Escambia County. Here's the state of Florida. Let's look what it says. What does this say about the state of Florida? As of April 2021, Florida ranks number 4 in the nation with the highest of small businesses. What does that say? So I'm originally from DC. My stats would be a lot worse than this. This is saying minorities here in the state of Florida own 45% of small businesses. What does that say? It means that we have a larger opportunity here. Women of color own 50%. 50%. Half of the businesses here in the state of Florida are owned by Black women, right? Latinas. Veterans own 9.1%. You can see the demographics here so you can get an idea what would have happened if you decided to open up in the state of Maine. Local resources. If you are a member of the Business Roundtable, please raise your hand. Look, you see these hands? The Business Roundtable is a local resource right now. Go on your phone on Facebook. Everybody has social media. Look up the Business Roundtable. Why do you need to look it up? Because if you're a business and you're serious about business and you want the support, you want free education, you want other people in your industry to be able to help you, you're going to get it there. 2 times a month, the Business Roundtable offers free training, information about business grants. You want to write a grant, we sit down with you, we talk to you, we review it with you. Scholarships, opportunities, you name it. Mr. Hendricks is one of the guys in the Business Roundtable. Mr. Wire posts information on there. You want to be there. Don't ever say I didn't tell you. Bantucola. Mr. Hendricks, raise your hand for Bantucola. Black Business Director. Your information needs to be on Bantucola. Look up Bantucola. If you're not part of Bantucola, how are they going to find you in case if they need services? I remember a couple of years they were talking about doing a Black business blackout. I need resources. If I'm looking for a Black business blackout and I want to support, where do we have to go? Back in the old days, you used to have something called the Green Book. The Green Book was what? Any history? Anybody know what the Green Book was? Say it, sis. Safe places for Black folks. Safe places. When grandma needed to know and she was traveling from Tyler, Texas up to New York City, there was a book that said, I can stop here. I can go to Mr. Chris and get my granite done and be good and not have to worry about somebody stringing me up. I can go see sis here and eat at her table and be taken care of. That's what it was. We have Bantucola. Bantucola is here in Escambia County. Everyone needs to make sure you're a part of it, and it's expanding. You need to get in while you can, because he's growing. You won't always get all the benefits that he's offering right now. Minority Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Brian Wire, do not forget that. Anytime any grants come up, Mr. Wire has called me and said, do you know somebody who needs to be a part of this? WEAR is looking for this. You know how much media coverage is? I'm looking for someone, they want someone to be a brand or an influencer in this industry. Who here wants to be an influencer in their industry? Mr. Wire. Studer Community Institute. I am a mentor for Mr. Studer. I work with him and I counsel businesses regularly with them. They have given me an opportunity. I'm giving away 5 scholarships. This is my deal. If I'm going to do this for you, Mr. Studer, I need you to give back to the community. They gave me 5 scholarships. Today I have 5 scholarships for you to choose a class for the businesses that are serious and want to get in there and do the work. Not some of the time, all the time. What do those look like? Those scholarships look like opportunities for you to learn about how to expand your business. It looks like what you need to do to be dominating in your arena. They have a whole list. Every month I meet with them at the beginning of the month downtown at the SCI building. You need to log on and see what information you can find about SCI, the Studer Community Institute. University of Florida, Small Business Association. Well, why them? Let me tell you why. So, you have a business plan. You're not sure about it. Maybe it looks a little wonky, because the last thing you want to do is go to the bank and pass this little paper that's kind of frail and it's all jobbled, and he passes over and you're saying, hey, I want a business loan. They're like, oh, this doesn't look right. This looks, yeah, unprofessional. You want to see University of Florida, so that way they can straighten you up. They can make sure it's right. They can make sure your bullet points are in places that they need to be, so you won't embarrass yourself. See them. Start up on the blocks. Lloyd, Mr. Lloyd Rashad. So you have an idea and you have a baby business. $1,000. They got a pitch. Chris watches it, helps. That's what you can get additional support in the Biz Roundtable to help you get ready for your business pitch. Can you give an elevator pitch? Do you know what an elevator pitch is? 1 minute. Can you spill it? Can you tell it? Your life depended on it and your business depended on it. What's your business pitch? Startup on the Blocks will give you that opportunity to get $1,000 to pitch your idea. Your idea, not your business, but your idea. or what you're thinking about. That's Mr. Lloyd Richard. Remember that name. Gulf Coast Powerful Women. I'm a member of Gulf Coast Powerful Women. What do they do? Yes, they are a white organization underneath SCI. But what they've done is, anytime they need things, and I implore you, this is not exclusive to just Gulf Coast Powerful Women. This is just networking. Because when you network, guess what? So I might be the only brown face in the little group. But guess what? When they need something, they want some representation, you pass the dollars. So happy to see you, Moni. Me too. Write the check. Right? Well, guess what? The president over the organization is amazing. She's progressive. She wants to support minority businesses. She wants to support all women. All women. So it's an opportunity for all women to get in there. Von Shea, black men, 100 black men of Pensacola, 100 black men of Pensacola, where are you? Are you here? Got you. Are any members here? Let me tell you, they're working in the community. They are hustling. Those brothers keep it going. They're doing positive events. Network, network, network. If you're able to get together with other people with great ideas, you go far. All right, so now that you got that, now you're ready to start the business. Surprise, that's just the building blocks. All right, time to survive and thrive. So this niche market thing, does anyone understand the ideology or the idea of niche market? Because we're talking about how to be successful in your business. Anybody know what niche market is? Anybody, talk to me. %. So what does that look like, sir? So what that will look like for me, thank you so much, I appreciate that. What a niche market would mean, and I'm gonna tell you how you have to be careful with this. My target niche market when I started, and I'll be really honest and blunt with you, I said, oh, I'm a black pastry chef. Very rare. I graduated from one of the top universities in the nation for pastry, baking and pastry. And hey, people, my people, black folks are gonna love me. They're gonna come find me. This is gonna be awesome, right? Wrong. Because I came to beautiful Pensacola, and people in my community are like, what is that? That is not the cake I'm used to. What is pat sucre with mango mousse and pistachio? We want red velvet. I'm like, I'm sorry. This is what I learned in pastry school. I was ready to get drugged. But I had to change my target niche market and open up some things, and it taught me a lesson. To be open and be able to be fluid, to move with this thing. So if the first target audience that you start with, and you're not seeing things are picking up in that in that area, go back and refine things. Go back and look in your circle, your community, and see, okay, now what do I need to move? How do I need to shift? What do I have to do to get that money? So I was in a community where I had Shakondra's Cake Shop, which is absolutely amazing. Making cakes. I had Bread of Life, making cakes. I'm the new kid on the block. Nobody knows me. How am I going to survive and thrive? Sit down, look, redefine things, look at the books, and make it happen. So that goes the same for someone in the beauty industry. How many makeup artists are in the area? You can do it. How many people are doing, you name it, shirts? You can do it. Figure it out. Make it unique. One of a kind. Nobody else is doing it. And don't be scared to do it. Build community. How will you develop your relationship and trust within the community you serve? How will you give back to the community who supports you? And will your business be an asset to the community? You cannot forget this. We're talking about how to be successful in business. My business is located in an area where I've got some black folks, but predominantly white folks. Not a problem. I wasn't sure. In my business, you come in, you'll see my locks out, my naughty head kids, picture of my grandma, brown faces. Doesn't look like traditional businesses there. That's okay, because I needed to figure out how I was going to form relationship with the community. What color money do you want? Black money? What color? Green. So wherever you are, build your community. If it's white folks, if it's Latina, hola, ¿cómo está? Bienvenidos. Gracias para tu ayuda. If it's Arabic, كيف حالك? Alhamdulillah, shukran. Speak it, learn it, invest in your community. Figure out your demographic and work from there. Build a community. When they come in, good morning. How are you doing? So happy to have you. How's the babies? What is the worst when you go into a business and you don't even, person doesn't even make eye contact? Doesn't even say good morning. Doesn't even recognize you. I've come to you 5 times. You don't even know my name? Let me say a name. Let me say a business name that I know you know. Chick-fil-A. What do you know about them? Their customer service parallel to none, right? We're going to talk about that. Unparalleled customer service. I want everyone to pause right now and think about the best customer service experience you've ever had. The best. When you have it, raise your hand. Best customer service you've ever had. Anybody? Anybody? Everybody's got poor customer service? Oh my God. This is bad. Ma'am, best customer service you ever had? Chick-fil-A. Why? Why? Greet you. Order's correct. Good day. Is that only gonna happen one time? Every time? You mean every time? You mean even when I'm tired? You mean even when the kids are nagging me all night? Even when I didn't get my lunch break, I gotta do that every time? Even when you're in a hurry. Best customer service. Anybody else? Best customer service. Publix, why? Always nice. Always nice. They don't roll your eyes, Sabrina, when you come and get your groceries. They don't. They don't do that? Got you. Okay. Best customer service. When they come to your business, you want them to be like, anybody seen Beauty and the Beast? What did Lumiere say? Be our guests. Be our guests. Unparalleled service. Don't be ashamed to do that. My best customer service experience, my husband and I loved to cruise. We went on Royal Caribbean. When we got on the ship, they said, "Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Hudson. We're so happy to see you." I'm like, oh my God, we only got the bottom layer room. Do they think we're in the suite? We get on the ship. We get in the room. Terry cloth robes, a bottle of wine ready for us. "We're so happy to see you again. Thank you so much. We value your service." Oh my God, Keith, did you pay for this? This is extra? No, this is just what we get. Okay. Go to breakfast. "Good morning. We're so happy to see you." I'm like, did they eat breakfast yet? We get ready to go to bed. They turn down the service. Unparalleled service. So I share that to say, with your business, how to build a successful business. And side note, my Royal Caribbean stock is soaring right now. Talk to Ms. Boomer about that. But customer service. I kept a cruise with them for 2 years because of that customer service. What does that say about customer service loyalty? They have still holding my money. And I've been wearing a mask and gone through a whole pandemic. That's how good they were to me. I say that to say, every customer should receive that service. So when they walk through Henny Penny doors, guess what I do? Cue the luminaire. Be a guest. And I tell my kids, you better get. Open up the door. We open up doors for you when you come to Henny Penny's. We help you out to the car when you come to Henny Penny's. I don't care, it's a small little bakery. We do what we need to do. I want you to consider that every time you get a guest. Every time. Oh my God, so happy to see you. You're so beautiful. Have an awesome night. Thank you so much for visiting. Unparalleled service. That's my challenge to you. Time and honesty. My gosh. Time is valuable, right? Nobody wants to waste their time. Be honest about what you can do. Do not over project what you can do. I can make a 10-tier wedding cake with fondant and flowers and a bird come through. I can't do that. I can't do that. But I can be honest and tell you, you know what? My sister, Latoya Wade, is an amazing cake designer. She'd be more than happy to help you. I'm so sorry I won't be able to do that. That exceeds my skill set. Me being honest also allows the opportunity for vulnerability. Oh my God, I'm asking you to be vulnerable in your business? Yes, I am. Because that builds trust. Sis, if you can't put my eyelashes on straight, just say. Tell me. Seriously, give me an opportunity because I'm like, well, maybe if we can't do eyelashes, that's okay. Can you do a good lip for me? Work with me. Same thing with your business. Build trust, build a relationship. Say what you can do. I'm so sorry, I'm not able to do that, but I can offer you this. Mr. Chris, can I get granted for about $250? Do you got me? No, I can't do that. What can we do? Can you stamp some cardboard for me? Can you make it? If I give you some linoleum, can you put linoleum on my table and make it? Be honest and say where you are. If you're honest and say where you are, people will come and work with what you have. Because if your talent is just that good, they will want you. I've been honest with my customers and said, I'm so sorry, Miss Elizabeth, I'm not able to make that. I don't have that here in my shop. But I can offer you. And she says, well, I'll go with that. Oh my God, thank you. Versus then not being honest. This time thing, I have to tell you. So in hospitality, that's one of my big things. Working in big kitchens, I worked for a Cheesecake Factory for many years in their kitchen in the front and the back, and I got to see the importance of time. In your business, be quick, efficient. I can't tell you how many businesses I've gone in hospitality and I've waited for 45 minutes to get a plate of some shrimp and some egg and some crab, and I'm like, oh my God, my kids are hungry. Be quick, be efficient with your work. If you're running late, guess what you need to do? What? Call. Or if your customer's right there, what do you need to do if you're running late? What's the verbiage? Apologize. I'm so sorry. I apologize. We're running behind. I'll be right with you. I'm so sorry. We ran into something. Is there something I can make up for you? Is there something I could do? Can I offer you 10% off your next service? I've been late on things and I've had to tell them, you know what? I apologize. I will deliver it to your house. The brownies are running late. I'll deliver the brownies to your house. Will that be a charge? No, sir, no, ma'am. Unparalleled customer service. I'm honest with people and their time. Please keep that in mind because that right there will make or break you in business. This is real. Because in corporate situations, I would sit at tables and I would be the youngest and the only black face in black business. And I would be ignored. And still, times in different situations, people will look and see me out. You guys probably won't recognize me out in the street because I have my locks out. I'm looking a little, scrubbly. But I'm like, okay, I'm a woman in business. And I would listen. And I would hear what they would say, the conversations, their expectations. And I still get the opportunity to do the same. All the information I presented to you today is only so I can bless. I believe in each one, reach one. I'm sitting at a table. I came to Pensacola 6 years ago and didn't know anybody. We grew Henny Penny's patisserie from having nothing but me begging my family members to like my Facebook page, 200 people, thank you, to up to 5,000 plus. Because of honesty, because of commitment, because of being on time, because of unparalleled customer service. I do not have the best cake in Pensacola. I do not. But you cannot beat me. You can't beat me in my customer service. My cake might not be the best, but I will open the door for you. I'll deliver brownies to your house. I'll ask you about your day. I'll send you a thank you note. And you come back. That customer service rating, we're never complacent with it. 5 stars, nothing less. Now, oh, okay, 4, 4.5, 5 stars, nothing less. If I have something less than that, guess what I'm doing? I'm so sorry. How can I support you? I need you to do the same. Only run in circles with people who believe in that creed. If you don't believe in that creed, you can't sit at my table because we're about business. If you have any questions, I'm here. I'm here to support you. The 5 scholarships, I'm going to talk to Ms. Royster and Mr. Royster for how we want to do that. If there's businesses who need personal time with me and sit down and let's review your plans, I've sat down we got fashion designer here, Audrey Allen. I've sat down with her. Demetria is also one of my guys in the business roundtable. We get the work done, guys. It's not a joke. If you're serious about it, let's talk about it. I want to sit at a table with nothing but billionaires, Black billionaires. But you got to work hard and grind hard. That means sometimes no vacations. I don't have nails on my hands because guess what? I'm always in the grind. You don't want to see what my pedicure looks like, God forbid. But when I make my yearly sales, right? Thank you guys. My name is Monia Shea, Caressas and the Henny Pennies. I appreciate you. I'm here for you, okay?
Now, was that some good information? Did she make y'all realize what we be doing wrong, especially as being minorities in business? Like my friend Shatina be saying, open when you want to, post when you want to. No, we gotta go ahead and do this thing correct. So we're gonna keep it moving because I want y'all to get some more information so we can make value of our Saturday. So next we have, y'all, she wears so many hats, but I'm gonna call the one she's representing today. But I do encourage you to speak to her because this is not the only place that she has some pull. We have Miss Angel Morris with us from Central Credit Union. And she is gonna give us 2 strong topics because I know one thing that we don't do a lot of times is separate business bank from personal bank. She's gonna talk about how to join a credit union and also the benefits of having a business account. So y'all put y'all hands together for Miss Morris.
Hello. Awesome. Hello. Well, hello, everyone. Thanks so much for allowing us to be here today. I'm so excited, and it's such a beautiful day. Again, my name is Angie Morris, and I'm with Central Credit Union of Florida. I'm the Business Development Specialist for the Credit Union, which basically means that I am the cheerleader of the credit union. So I go out and I have an opportunity to talk to everyone and just kind of tell you what you need to know about Central Credit Union, and especially like how you it was a pleasure seeing so many familiar faces. If you remember Central Credit Union, raise your hand. How many is? Oh, look at that. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I know what the young lady was just speaking about. She touched on a couple wonderful topics. And one of the ones that really resonated with me was making sure that your person is intact before you get ready to do a business account. And that is so important. Well, at Central Credit Union, we're going to go ahead and kind of talk to you about how you can join the credit union. You'll be pleased to know that all it takes is $5. I was just talking to someone telling them, hey, by the time that you go and spend that $5 on a Starbucks, drink or something, you could have joined the credit union. Okay. You'll be pleased to know that Central Credit Union has 4 locations here in town. We're downtown, we're on 9 Mile Road, we're off of W Street, we're by Cadova Mall. So, and if you need to come to the credit union, it's going to be a very convenient trip for you. We have what's called also partnered with shared branching, which means that it allows Central Credit Union to be at 5,000 different locations around town. Pensacola is a military town, so some of us have to come back and leave and travel. And you'll be pleased to know that you can still maintain your Central Credit Union account just by going to our shared branching locations. So let's get into, how can you become a member of Central Credit Union? As I mentioned to you before, all it takes is $5. Everyone who's a member of Central Credit Union has a savings account. We call them share accounts because when you become a member of Central Credit Union, you own a share of the credit union. You'll be pleased to know also that our checking accounts are free. There's no minimum balance required to have your checking account. So before we can go into opening up your business account, you must maintain your personal account first. So we've established that in order to be a member of Central Credit Union, you have to have a $5 in your checking account. You can open up your checking account that's free. We love having all the different services that come with the checking account, such as your debit card, your access to online banking, your access to your mobile app, your access to overdraft protection. We understand that sometimes we may get into a little situation, there may be a little bond that happens. Well, we've got you covered. All of our savings accounts are linked to your checking account. So if that should happen, we've got you covered with our overdraft protection. With our business accounts that we have, once you maintain your savings account as a member, you come in, you show your documentation. It's very easy to apply. We just ask that you have your business license, your registration with us. We don't want to make this process very lengthy. You can apply online. You can come in at any time. Once we say, hey, we've got your application, it's ready to go. We try to make this process very easy and seamless for you. With the business account, we try to focus on our small businesses. So we try to make sure that we are available to you to help you. One of the things that Central Credit Union is very proud of is the fact that we have what's called financial counselors available to you. So if you have that process where you know, I want to start a business, I know that I've got some credit issues, you can come and see us. You can actually come and talk to myself or one of our financial counselors. We can take a look and see what's going on with your credit, and we can give you the tools and the tips to kind of help you get started so that when you're ready to apply for that business loan, you're able to come in and do that. We do offer what's called business purpose loans. So to help you get established with your business, we go up to $50,000 is our maximum right now. And again, it's a very easy, seamless process. You can do this online. You can go onto our website. You can go and call. We can help you with that. We've even have different tools available on our website, such as called e-learning. These are tools that we, promote to our members so that you're learning new tools. We want to be able to facilitate a relationship with you, and I think that's one of the main things that sets us apart from different banks, if you will, is that you get that personal service. She was just talking about Chick-fil-A. What's going to set us apart? Why do I need to come to Central Credit Union? Because at Central Credit Union, once you're a member, you're always a member. We want to do everything that we can to make sure that you're going to prosper in your relationship that you have with Central Credit Union. I can tell you personally about my relationship with Central Credit Union. I've been with the credit union for about 24 years. I never thought I was going to be there that long. But that speaks to the fact that this is a very nurturing credit union. This is some place that I feel like I'm at home. This is a place that I feel like is my family. And so I'm so glad to be a part of it and have the opportunities that Central Credit Union has given to me. But again, I wanted to touch bases, like I said, with Central Credit Union, we may be a small credit union. We may not be the biggest one that you see on every corner, but we're definitely established. We have over 17,000 members. We've been awarded our 5-star Barrow rating, which basically tells you that we have maintained and upheld the highest standards within the credit union. We have over 17,000 members, and we're hoping that we're going to have more members to come and join us after today's presentation. I've brought with me today, if you come back and visit at our table, actual coupons that you can bring those in. They don't expire. If you turn the coupons over on the back, it tells you what our 4 locations are, that you can just come in and visit us. We welcome the opportunity to have new members, and we welcome the opportunity to do our part to help you grow in your business. Talking to some of the people that came in, they just say, I didn't hear about Central Credit. I've never heard about you guys. Well, we're here to tell you that we're here. We're not going anywhere. We're very sound. We're very stable. How can you join the credit union? If you live, attend, go to school, work here in our local surrounding counties, you're eligible for membership. We even have counties over in Jacksonville as well as Panama City, and soon to be Tallahassee. So again, that is our field of membership. So being that you're here today would make me assume that you're residents of Escambia County. And so you all are eligible to join. So make sure that before you leave today, that you come back, you visit myself, you visit Todd, and you get one of our coupons, because we're always looking for more members. We're always looking for the opportunity to assist you where we can. Again, just because we're a small credit union does not mean that we're not doing big things. So again, I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you guys today, and we're doing a drawing. We've got some giveaways back there on the table. So I'm gonna do the first drawing. Shake it up. We're gonna be doing 2 other drawings. So if you did not have a chance to come by and visit me at my table, you can still have time to get your name in there, okay? I'm gonna let you draw, Ken. All right, let's see who it is. Rosalind, awesome, congratulations. All righty, well, thank you for this wonderful opportunity. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day.
To start your business. Now you know how to go ahead and open up an account. So the next thing we're gonna do is learn how to do your bookkeeping, because that's important. So the guy that I'm gonna bring up, I met him at a networking event downtown. And when he told me what he did, I was like, so I'm a little different. I really need your help, but I know nothing about QuickBooks. And when I say nothing, I knew nothing. So he was like, well, I can show you how to do it. I was like, no. If you do it, I'm good. And he was like, no. I need you to learn because it's your business, which I appreciate that, because we should know how to keep our books. So put your hands together for Mr. Rodney Scott.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure being here. I am Rodney Scott. My business is Scott Management Resources. I'm a graduate of Morgan State University, HBCU. Thank you. I have a degree in accounting, and I've worked as an accountant for 40 years. I've done my whole career preparing financial statements for various companies. And I heard one person here speak about the Studer Group. I worked for Quinn Studer for 10 years preparing financial statements for him. I believe that that is the bloodline of every company. So how many people here have a new company that they're starting up within the last 6 months? Okay. How many people have had a company for 5 years or less? Okay. I was at an event one time, and I started it out with, how many people have a business that their financial records are in a box in the drawer of their desk? And I was surprised that about 15 people raised their hand. We as business people need to know that your financial records are what's going to get you growth. PPE loans that came out back last year, if you didn't have adequate financial records, you didn't get a PPE loan. I have clients that get monthly financial statements from me. So when those opportunities came up, they were able to get those loans right away. So the key for you new businesses is to start taking care of your financial records immediately. Don't wait 2 weeks, don't wait a month, 6 months. Start taking care of them now. If you don't have a financial accounting system, start out with a spreadsheet. I suggest everyone who has a business needs to have a relationship with an accountant, either to do it for you or to teach you how to do it. It's important because many businesses have survived for a year, 2 years, and don't know they're not making any money. And that's the only way you're going to find out if you're making any money. You need a profit and loss statement and a balance sheet. Those items will help you stay in business or know that you're going out of business. And that's one thing in minority businesses and small businesses, they don't take care of their records. And when they find out that they're losing money, it's all over. They can't recuperate from it. Banks, we just had a banker up here. You're not going to go to that bank and just get money. They're going to ask you for your financial history. And they don't want to just see the last 6 months. Usually they want to see 1 or 2 to 3 years of history, depending on how much money you're asking for. You don't always have collateral, but they want to see that your business can repay that loan. That financial statement does that for you. So if you don't have a financial statement that you can produce within a day, you need to get some help. Because the loans that the council person was speaking about, that this city will be offering, that the county will be offering, you won't be able to apply for any of them if you can't prove that you can meet your payroll, you can be bonded, you have a financial statement that says, yes, I can be part of this project. I remember when the Maritime Park was built and the sewer plant was built, there was a session just like this where folks were asking how they can be part of it. And the biggest problem all of those businesses had was they didn't have financial records to be able to produce so they could be part of a team. Because a contractor is not going to do business with you if he doesn't feel that you can make it. So you might not be the main contractor, but you could be a subcontractor. And to be a subcontractor, if you're going to be my subcontractor, I'm going to want to see your financial records because I don't want to have to now cover for you because you can't cover for yourself. Does that make sense? So how many people have businesses here actually have a financial statement that they can access today? That's outstanding. For you who don't, you need to get it done. Monday is the tax deadline. I also have a tax business where I have 80 plus tax customers. So May the 17th is the last day you can file your tax return or file an extension. Now, for you business people, you should have already done that tax return or file that extension. The extension takes you to October to get that tax return done. For you nonprofits, today is the day that you need that tax return filed by or file that extension. So I'm not a real presenter, I'm a talker, and I like talking to folks about business. I talked to a gentleman yesterday that has a project that he's going to do, producing a documentary. And every question I asked him was about, have you prepared a budget? How much do you need to start this business? How many people are you going to need? Because when I talk to you about your business, I'm looking at the mechanics of it. What do you need? How much is it going to cost? How long do you think before you can make money? These are the questions you need to ask yourself. Or associate yourself with somebody that's going to ask them for you. That's how you stay in business. So for these last 40 years, I've worked with businesses that were very successful and some that weren't. So I've seen them go out of business and I've seen them flourish. Any questions? I will be here and I have some business cards. If anyone would like to talk to me afterwards, I'll be available. Oh, you got some. Okay. Okay.
So if any of y'all needs information, he has some at the back table, and I also have some. Because when I tell y'all he opened my eyes, woo! I was one of those ones he was talking about. This stuff was not, it was like a couple months behind. But I got it together. I did get it together. So thank you, Mr. Rodney. But yeah, when I tell y'all he is good, he's to the point. Now he blunt. If your stuff looking like it's been in the 12 months, he gonna hurt your feelings and tell you shame on you. But he gonna help you get your stuff together so you can make sure, like he said, you got your profit and loss statement. So we're gonna keep moving. How many of y'all know Aaron Wilmer? Raise your hand. Ooh, the ones who do not know Miss Aaron, y'all are in for a treat. She got that big old sign that say "God chocolate chips" back there. Let me tell y'all, she is really sweet. And when I began to meet her and her husband, Steve, they encouraged me so much. Both of them have books out. He has one called Nobody Wins, Work Harder. And I was like, oh, I saw the title and I got kind of scared to read it. But it was true. And I'm going to tell you a story that was in that book that really touched me. He talked about one of the guys who was a CEO of a company, and the guy, his father had passed away. And so he buried his father and was back at work the next day. And so Steve asked some questions about it, and he was like, well, what you want me to do about that? I mean, I gotta keep my business, gotta grow. He's gone. I took care of him. We good. And you know how we do. We gotta grieve for what? A couple weeks, a couple months or something? That's not Steve's attitude. Steve's gonna push you. He has classes, seminars, and I promise you, if Miss Aaron is the same way. So y'all put your hands together, because now that you know how to start your business, how to do your books, she gonna tell you how to make sure you can retire financially in your business and in life.
So test, 1, 2, test. Good. Yes. Well, no. Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing? What wonderful information we are receiving today. Can you all give our host, Justina, Antonio, Mr. Wiggins, Kim, thank you all so much for pouring back into the community. I am just so blessed. I've been inspired, encouraged so far. And so I'm just humbled to be here. Yes, great. Thank you. So can everyone hear me okay? All right. Chris, your passion about small business owners. Did she leave? Did I miss her? She just, I love it, girl. I love it. I love it. Mr. Scott, thank you so much for telling us how to keep our money straight. Okay. Brian, I can tell you anytime I call Brian and I ask him for anything, he is there to help me. Because of Brian, I am a registered with the state of Florida. I am a female business-owned, veteran-owned business owner for the state of Florida because Brian helped me to fill out that paperwork and get it filed with the state of Florida. And so I get constant notifications in my email. This is available. This is available. This is available. So Brian is a source that you want to have in your back pocket and you want to utilize him because he is there to help you and support you, okay? Now, I am here to talk to you about finances, okay? This is my passion. This is what I do for a living. I would probably do it for free, but I don't, but I would. This is my passion, and so I want to talk to you about financial literacy for yourself as a business owner. Can anybody tell me? First, let me introduce myself. You all heard Kim. Let me tell you where I came from. Can you all see that? You can't see it? Did you change my font? So I can just tell it to you. So I came from a 400 credit score. Our money before our paychecks hit the bank, we were in the red. Our cars got repossessed. Our house foreclosed on not once but twice. So we were basically robbing Peter to pay Paul. Me and my husband, we tell our testimony all the time because we want people to know where we were, where we came from. Now, I'm a business owner. I served 24 years in the Navy. After I retired, I got hired with Edward Jones as a financial advisor. I am a licensed financial advisor. I manage about $55 million of assets. So I'm not just up here talking to you. I'm living it as well. So I wanted to just tell you that because when I talk to you about finances, this is something that's very near and dear to my heart. And I want you to take it seriously because one of the two of the biggest financial mistakes that business owners make, can anybody answer that question for me? Do you know what it is? Anybody? Somebody? Kim. Mixing business and personal. What else? What do we do or what don't we do as business owners? We don't pay ourselves. Well, I heard something. What was it? You don't pay ourselves? Spend profit. We don't save for retirement. We fail to plan for the future. As a business owner, we're so busy taking care of everybody else, right? Are we not busy taking care of everybody else? We're trying to build a business. We're trying to meet people. We're trying to network. And we are the last people on the totem pole. Would you all agree with that? And then we fail to plan. So most of us, we don't have insurance. Our family's not protected. We're not protected. Our business not protected. We're not planning for the future at all. Those are the two biggest financial mistakes that business owners, you, me, this is what we make on a daily basis. So it really starts here. It really starts here, right? How many of you were told that you got to save every dime you make? Nobody? How many of you spend every dime you make? Used to be me. I joined the Navy at 17 years old. 17. When I joined the Navy, ask me how many bills I had in my name. I'm the only one whose mama went and got the cable and then was I the only one? Y'all not gonna talk to me this morning. Y'all just gonna let me just put my business out there. No, ain't nobody experienced that. Was electricity bill in your name before you even was able to sign your name? I had bad credit before I was even able to get credit. Was it just me? Okay. I thought I was in the room with some folks that was gonna tell the truth about it. I spent every dime I made. So the first 10 years of my naval career, I wore what I made. You know, I had to have the latest outfits, the latest shoes, the latest purses. I drunk what I made. I partied what I made. Anybody know what I'm talking about? I rode in what I made. You know, because I had to look a certain way. But I didn't have anything for retirement. So it was funny to me when I retired and God put this opportunity in my path. And I'm like, you want me to teach people about money? You want me to teach people about money? So my mindset had to change when it came to money. It had to change. I want to ask you, what are some of your financial goals? When do you want to retire? Talk to me. That's the question. When do you want to retire? Now. Right now, today. Ooh, these kids got me still working. Give me some ages. 65. 52. 55. Yesterday. Ma'am, 49. How much money do you want when you retire? How much money are you going to need in retirement? Do you know? These are some of the questions that you really have to sit down and ask yourself when you start talking about investing. It's not just picking a great stock. It's not just knowing what the next biggest win is. You got to have a goal, because I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't have a goal, if you don't have a plan, the minute the market dips, you're going to jump ship because you don't have a goal. So it's important that you know what your financial goals are. How much money do I need to put away right now, Aaron, to get to $1 million at 65? Do you know that? Do you know what your retirement expenses will be? What are your fixed expenses? I'm not talking about your expenses, but your fixed expenses, your food, the electricity, the things that will not change once you retire, you still got to pay. Do you know what those are? Right? Those are some of the questions that we would have to sit down and ask and take a good hard look to know exactly what type of plan we need to put in place in order for you to build a solid retirement. Do you know that the majority of people, when they retire, that the only source of income that they have in retirement is Social Security? That is a sad statistics, ladies and gentlemen. That's a sad statistic. How many of you know people that that's all they have in retirement is just their Social Security check? We've got to change that. We've got to change that statistic. We've got to. And it starts with asking these types of conversations, these types of questions. This is where it starts at. What do I need to do? What do I need to do, Aaron? I can tell you right now, you got to stop spending every dime that you make. I got to tell you that. As a business owner, you got to stop putting every dime back into the business. You got to. You have to have a budget. Thank you so much, Mr. Scott, for talking about that, because 9 times out of 10, a business owner, you don't even have a budget. You haven't sat and told your money where to go. Your money's basically telling you where it's going to go. You've got to start with a budget. You are the dictator to your money, not the other way around. I need you to go over here and pay this. I need you to come over here and take care of this. I need you to sit over here and do this. You dictate to your money, it does, not the other way around. And as a community, for the longest time, our money has dictated to us what it's going to do. Right? Not here to beat you up. Don't feel guilty, but I want to provoke you to change. I want to provoke you to change. If I don't provoke you to change, I'm not doing my job. I'm just wasting your time. Any questions about that? Yes, ma'am.
In terms of future projections, when most of us say what we would like to retire with $2.5 million, today, what is the depreciated value of that $2.5 million?
I don't see the American dollar depreciating, but I can tell you, at the age of 30, if you put away about $417 a month, that will get you to $1 million at 65. Does that answer your question?
But I still want to know, what is that million worth? I know you said it does not depreciate, but in terms of, in the 1970s, you buy a house for what, 30,000.
Mm-hmm.
But now, we fast forward 30 years. What is the appreciated value?
Well, inflation grows at a rate of 3% every year. So your money has to at least be making 3%. If your money is not making 3%, you're going broke slowly. Okay? So inflation over time grows 3% every single year. So your investments have making at least 3%. And we all know that CDs, I'm sorry, Angie, CDs are not paying us anything right now. Right? But we about that. Any more questions on this slide? Great question, thank you. Yes, ma'am. About $417 a month will get you to $1 million at 65 if you start around 30. Invest it, not just putting it in the bank. You got to invest it. I have handouts for that too, if you want a handout. So this is what I call the financial pyramid. Financial pyramid, the first layer of your financial pyramid is your protection. Okay? Can you tell me what you want to protect? I heard home. What else? Income. Protection, protection. Your family, thank you. What else? Yourself. You want to protect yourself, who you love, and what you own. Protection. That's your insurance. Okay? If you don't have protection over your assets, what you own, and who you love, your financial pyramid is going to fall apart. So that's your first layer. You got to have some protection in place. Men, got to have life insurance. What happens if you pass away and you're the main breadwinner? What's going to happen to your family? It is irresponsible of you not to have insurance. Yes, I said it. Men, but men as the main breadwinner. I can tell you, I have sat across the table from so many women whose husband passed away unexpectedly and they didn't have a dime. And their investments, which is the top of the pyramid, they had to live on them. So they went away pretty quickly. The second layer of your financial pyramid is your emergency savings. How many months should you have in your emergency savings? Somebody answer that question for me. I heard 6. Who said 6 first? I only got one gift. Right here, Joy. You all give Joy a hand. My daughter's helping me today. Give one of these gifts to the lady right here in the chair. Kim, right? Jeff and Kim came to my book signing and bought books. Love you guys for that. So your emergency savings, why is your emergency savings so important? Why is your emergency savings so important? First level of protection. But it's the second layer. Come on, Chris. Now, you know I didn't taught you better than that. If you go shout out the answers, get them right. Yes, sir. And what is going to happen in life? Unexpected things, right? I mean, how many times have we had to get tires on our car when we just bought some tires? I need some new tires. What do you mean my battery is out? What do you need? I need a new AC unit. I just bought that AC unit. Life's emergencies are going to happen, and we cannot get away with them. And if you do not have an emergency savings set up, but you have an investment account, right? And life happens, where are you going to get that money from? You're going to go to your investments. And I can tell you the first rule of your investments is you pay into your investments while you're working, and then when you retire, your investments pay you. That's the way it works. While you work, you build into your retirement. When you retire, your retirement pays you. And if you're constantly going in there pulling out money, what's going to happen when you retire? So you see why the emergency savings is so important? And then the last part is the wealth creation. Now I have people call me all the time, I want to invest, but they don't have a budget. And what is the first thing I say to them? Well, can you send me your budget? How do you tell your money what to do? Do you have a solid budget in place? What about your emergency savings? Now you have some people out there that will just take your money and invest it. I'm not that type of advisor. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to teach you the right way, because I want what I teach you, I want you to teach it to your children and your children's children, so we can break some of these curses that's been on our life for generations and generations. Okay? Now over here on this second part of the financial pyramid, this tells you the type of investments you should be investing in those particular blocks over there. So in your protection, this is where your money market, your liquid savings, okay, that's where you're going to find that. Over there on your emergency funds, you're going to have your mutual funds, your stocks, your bonds, your CDs, okay? Same thing in the top of that pyramid. Any questions about this particular slide? So I have people call me all the time and they say, I just want to get in and I just want to, I just want to make a quick dollar. I just want a real quick return. And so I say to them, that's not investing, okay? That's trading. That's using the stock market as a gambling tool, and that's not what it was designed for. Yes, some people have got in there and they've made some choices that have built them generational wealth, but overall, most people invest, they're consistent in their investing, and over time, they build generational wealth. That's the majority of people, and that's what the stock market and that's what investing was designed to do, okay? It's not for the get rich quick. It's not that. Are there opportunities in the stock market? Yes, of course. But is it designed for you to just make a quick dollar? No, that's not what it's about. And we talk about this all the time, don't we, Chris and Moni? We talk about this all the time in the investment club. Please join the investment club. But we're not day trading. We're not doing that. We are looking for quality, solid companies that have proven themselves over time that's going to be there whether the market is up, whether the market's down, in good times and bad times. We are interested in investing and building generational wealth. That's what we're doing. I missed one. It didn't come up, Chris. It's not coming up my one slide. So I'll do it here. I want to talk to you about 3 people that take a $10,000 investment and they invest in the market around 2007. Okay, they each take a $10,000 investment and they invest at the same time. What happens is the market corrects and that $10,000 drops all the way down to $6,700. What would you do? Would you panic? Now you say, I'm gonna leave it invested, Aaron, I'm gonna leave it invested until you see your $10,000 drop down to $6,700. I can tell you a lot of people will panic and pull their money out. We call those the nervous Nancy's. They pack up their stuff and they go home. I'm done with the market, I'm done. But then we have the one that's called Curious. I can't remember her name, but she's curious. She's like, okay, wait a minute. I had 10,000, now it's 6,700. I'm gonna get out for a minute. I'm just gonna watch and see what happens. So she gets out for a minute, stays out for about a year. She comes back in. She ends up making 13,000. So her 10 goes to 13. Nervous Nancy, she had 10. She left at 6,700. But then you have the one that's the smart investor that stays invested during the best days of the market. What are the best days of the market? The best days of the market. Can anybody tell me? Say it again. When you up. The dips, almost. The recovery from the dips, you can't answer, Chris. The recoveries from the dips. The best days of the market is when the market is on its way back up. And most people panic and get out at the dip and miss the best days of the market. This is what this slide is talking about. So this last person, this person missed 25 of the best days. So when it dipped, they got out and they stayed out. The next person only missed 15 days. The third person only missed 10 days. And then this last person stayed invested all days. They did not get out. They stayed invested during the dips. See the difference in the income that they made? The fact of the matter is, no one over a 10-year period has ever lost money in the market if they stayed invested, They chose quality investments. They diversified, and they focused on what they can control. We cannot control the market. We can't time the market. We don't know what's going to trigger it. We just don't know. You all saw the other day how Elon Musk talked about crypto, and now it's a big deal, right? All he got to do is just talk about something, and people react to it. That amazes me. But anyway, so we don't move by stuff like that. There hasn't been any time in history where, as long as you did these things, you made money. This is a proven system. This is a proven system. Am I boring you guys? You guys are not. Basically, it takes self-discipline, commitment, and patience. That's what it takes. You can take $100. Tell me some of the stuff that you spend $100 on in a week. Pet? Hair? Food, yes. What else? Gas. What else? What do you spend $100 on? Your nails, makeup, children. My goodness. What else? Our shoes, ladies, our purses. What about networking events? Oh my goodness. This endeavor, this thing, that thing. Coffee. Starbucks drinkers out there? Coffee. $100 a month over a 30-year period would get you $250,000 invested. $100. $100, people. Doesn't take a lot of money. It takes consistency, self-discipline, and patience. That's what it takes. It's not what you know, it's what you do with what you know. Right? It's not what you know, it's what you do with what you know. Questions? Questions. I know you all have some. Yes. I have been investing since 2012. I've been a licensed financial advisor since 2012. I've been investing in my own personal since 2008. Yes, ma'am. What are your favorite top 5 stock picks right now? My top 5, I am a Johnson & Johnson. I sold that to my mom. I love Johnson & Johnson. Johnson & Johnson is a solid company. It will never, ever, ever. They've had lawsuits, great financial standing, great dividend. People are not going to stop having babies or taking medication. Johnson & Johnson is my #1 favorite stock of all time. Facebook. I love Facebook. Why do I love Facebook? That boy is a genius. Do you know he owes nobody nothing? It's a debt-free company. Every dime he makes, he pockets. I love Facebook. You would ask me that. Those are my top 2. Let me see. I got to give you 3 more. Let me give you 3 opportunities. The airlines, right? The airlines have not fully recovered from the coronavirus. Planes are still not full to capacity. So any of the airlines are still a good opportunity for you to invest in. Like Moni said earlier, the cruise lines, they still haven't recovered. Right now, they're not talking about going back full until the fall. So there's still opportunity there. When I say opportunity, mean it's still low. That's what I mean by opportunity. Ladies, we like a good sale, right? If we see a pair of shoes, are we going to go buy them at the full price? If we can get them, if there's a sale coming next week, what are we going to do? We're going to wait on the sale, right? And when I say opportunity, when you see the market is down, that means you can get good quality investments at a discounted price. So I don't want you to panic when you see dips in the market. Look at it as opportunity. Oil is still a good opportunity. Things have not fully recovered. They're still in negotiations. Things are still low. So oil is still a good opportunity. So there is that 5? Did I give you 5? I see a question back here. I knew y'all was going to ask me that question. So First, I'm gonna say do your research, okay? As an advisor with Edward Jones, we don't support the cryptocurrency move just yet. I'll tell you why. Because right now we don't know which of the companies are going to be the cryptocurrency of the United of America. We don't know. So they all are basically in a run, they're in a bid to see who's going to be the cryptocurrency, right? There will be one. We just don't know who it's going to be. And basically, they have to adhere to some certain guidelines, right? They got to adhere to the money guidelines, and that's why none of them has been approved yet. They still, and for me personally, I say the reason why I don't personally do it is because some of the stuff that they do on the black market, I just don't want to be involved in, right? So I'm going to say do your research, but understand right now it's still a bidding war. We don't know which one is going to win the bid for the cryptocurrency. That's why Edward Jones has not gotten behind it yet. Does that help? Any more questions? Yes. Oh yeah, I made money at the dip with so, and when I say the dip, you guys know that the market dropped over 10,000 points back when Corona hit, right? So we were at 28,000 overall, we went all the way down to 18,000. And so you were able to get some good stuff at the dip, right? And so I did invest in some technology stocks at the dip. Um, Yeah, but those major companies, they don't pay any tax. They really don't. They really don't. And I think that as long as you buy them at the dip, you buy them at those opportunities, you're going to still come out on top. So I would definitely say still look at them, do your due diligence, right? Look at the company, look at their debt to income ratio, and I can help you with that. But make sure you choose quality investments, quality companies that have proven themselves over time. Don't do the startups, okay? Let's look at medical marijuana. A couple of years ago, it was the big thing, right? Everybody was, where are those companies at now? Falling. So be careful with the trends and the stuff that, the buzzes. Be careful with that. Okay, just be careful with that. Me personally, I work too hard for my money to just throw it at something. I'm sticking with quality. That's just me personally. What else? Take care of yourself, business owners. Take care of yourself and take care of your family. And I'm here to help if you guys have any more questions. Thank you so much for having me.
Was that some good information? Okay, so now you know how to start your business. You know how to use the banking. You know how to go ahead and invest once you get started good so you can retire early. So before I introduce this next speaker and as she make her way, I have a young lady here that I want to introduce to you all. So I told y'all when we did this event, we did it because councilman wanted to really, really push. Well, at the same time, I had introduced her to one of the speakers who's gonna speak after the one that's next, Mr. Neil. And she said her name, she told her GPA, and Neil went, "What? You got a what?" And so she began to tell me her story. She told me, she said, "Listen," she said, "I go to 12th Florida High School. I'm a senior. I'm getting ready to graduate. I want to go to a HSBCU. My GPA is 5.3, but the school that I want to go to said if I go the first year and pay for my room and board, the next year they'll take care of everything. So my education is fine. My room and board I need some help with." So I told Neil pushed me, and we all got in a conference call, a group call, and said, "Hey, I know it's enough for us to pay for her room and board." And she's here today with her mom. Come on up, Miasia. I always say her name differently. she came to me to do community service hours, and she did well, and she was texting and texting, and I had ran out a little bit of stuff, and then she was going faster than I was, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I want y'all to know we raised on Facebook $500. We're trying to get to 10,000. We don't want her to want for nothing when she leave us. Her mom is a veteran. Her mom served well in our military. And now her baby's ready to go get her education. I'm gonna let her speak a little bit on what she wants to do with her career and how after we get done, I want y'all to be able to just think about it for a minute. I'm gonna have this box. We're gonna sit it out. I want y'all to be able to just reach and bless her.
Okay, so thank you. I'm not the best speaker, so just ignore that. But I go to West Florida High School. I play softball. I'm a four-year varsity starter, and I'm currently number 2 in my class, and have to give a speech at graduation too. So there's that. Um, but yeah, I'm planning to go to Florida A&M University, and I'm a preferred walk-on for softball, so I'll be doing that as well. And my major is nursing. I ultimately want to become a pediatric nurse practitioner. So that's my goal. I mean, I don't know. I'm not good at talking. For real. She put me on the spot.
So again, I want y'all to first of all give her a hand. I told her mom, I said, now I ain't trying to be funny, but this the year for us to rise back when we have no reason why we won't support another one coming up. So again, I want you, if you can, you need to use debit card. We got access to that. You got cash, check, whatever. Make it out to my brothers and sisters. We're going to bless her. Her mama not gonna have to stay on nobody's corner to make sure her baby go to school. Cause we got her. We're a community. We gonna do this. All right. Okay, so like I said, I got a little cute gift box up here that I'm gonna sit, and I want y'all whatever you can put up in there. We still have that thing up on Facebook. If you want to give online, you can go to www.mybrothersandSisters.org. You'll see her cute picture up there. Click that link, and it'll take you right to where you can pay. But I do want to make sure we send her away so she can come back. So when we have our grandbabies who need to be seen, we can go ahead and say, I remember her. I put a seed in her life. I blessed her when she was trying to go get that nursing degree. And we want to just send her off well. All right, can we do that? We got it, y'all. All right. Thank you. Okay. Woo, this next speaker, Lord have mercy. So I had the pleasure of meeting her in a different way. I'm gonna let her tell her own story. And she's gonna talk to you about the six-figure black woman. And it's reachable. And how you can do it too. Now hers was different. And she gonna tell you her story again, because I promise you it is awesome. But when I met her and I just in hearing her talk, I knew she was a PK. It was easy. It was determined. She ain't had to tell me that until later on. She was like, no, that a preacher. I was like, girl, that's why you sound like that. But when God began to shift her and she began to get her vision and her purpose, this sister came somebody powerful. And I saw her car one day, and I've been working for years. And I was like, nah, this sister got 6 figures and a Mercedes. What did I do wrong? So again, this is my friend, y'all. I love this lady because she gonna keep it real with you. But I want her to share with you how she became that 6-figure woman. Put your hands together for Tina F.
Kim's so extra. But thank you so much for that. And it's not all about the 6 figures and the Mercedes and all that kind of stuff, because those are material things. I want to thank all the speakers that came up and was able to share a lot of the information, because now I feel like a real oddball with all the professionalism and the MBAs and degrees and all that kind of stuff. And I don't have none of that. I don't have none of that. And what I had learned before, what Kim talked about the story is the transformation that took place in my life. But before I get to that, I want to stick to the topic building minority businesses, right? I got some notes so I can stay on track. So when we think about the word building, what is it? Somebody share, give me a definition of what is building. What does it look like? Growth, okay. How many business owners do we have in the room? Do we have any? Okay, well, somebody help me define building. Infrastructure, okay. I didn't want to use my own definition, so I went to Webster. And what it says is the process of constructing something. I'm going to say that again. Building is the process of constructing something. We got that? Okay. Minority. What is a minority? Because we can't build and talk about something if we don't know what it is, right? So a minority, the smaller group, being less than the whole. Y'all got that? Okay. And it gets down to a business. A lot of people don't know what a business is. Who can define it? What's a business? Okay. All right. What's the purpose of a business? Y'all too quiet for me. I'm not going to stand up here by myself now. Huh? To solve a problem. When I got into business, it was about making money. I want to make some money, so I'm going to start me a business. I'm 48 years old, and I've been in business since I was 18 years old. The first business that I actually had, y'all hold on to y'all seat, was a shoplifting business. Yeah. Yeah, I was a booster. Mm-hmm. So when we talk about building, see, the generation today don't know how to build. So when I was 18, 19 years old and I started out in this business, I had one job. One. Tote the bag. I had to master that. I had one assignment. You're going to carry this bag. Because I'm walking into a group of women who were professional boosters, and I can't just walk in there and just know what I'm going to do, what I'm going to start doing. I got to master one thing, and I had to learn how to carry the bag. Okay? Now, once I became a master at carrying the bag, now guess what? I'm going to start getting my own clients. Because I want to do what they're doing. They taught me how to carry the bag. I saw them making money. Now I'm going to start my own thing. Okay, I'm going to get me some clients. I'm going to learn how to get my bags. I'm going to get me a team. They're going to carry my bags. We would get together, get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, drive 4 or 5 hours away, arrive at 10, and be in that store boosting all day long till 9 o'clock at night. We leave, 4 hours on the road again, get up, do it again. So see, I had been in years I had been doing that for about 10, 15 years. So what was that? I was being trained. Okay? Was it illegal? Absolutely. But it's what brought me to who I am today. Most people can't get up out the bed. Okay? I've talked to people, it's 12 o'clock in their sleep. But see, years ago, my mind had been getting trained. I know how to get up and go get it. Okay, so you can't start a business. You can't look at somebody that's been in business for years and think you're going to make that amount of money just because you got started. That's not how it works. You got to learn how to do one thing. You got to master one thing. You can't be a jack of all trades, a master of none. One thing. Then when you master that, then you move on to the next. But today with building, we're not speaking the same language. And that's why we can't build. When I had a team of boosters, we go out and boost. Guess what? We had a conversation about how we was going to take that store out. It's funny, but I'm telling you the truth. I'm gonna get this stuff. You gonna get that stuff. You watch out for the lady over there. Who gonna pull her? Guess what we did? We worked together. Okay. Who gonna rent the car? What new store is opening? We are having a conversation. We met up to talk about this because we were building. Okay. All right. I'm gonna get out of there. How many believers do we have in the house? Okay, so we all familiar with the Tower of Babel. My dad is a preacher, so I asked him many years ago, Dad, how do we get all these different languages here? So he shared with me about the Tower of Babel, and it was a group of people that spoke the same language. Are y'all familiar with the story? They spoke the same language. They wanted to build a tower to reach heaven. God said, whoa, you can't come up here. I got to mix this thing up. I got to scatter this. But guess what? The people had the right idea, just not to get to heaven. They were speaking the same language because they were trying to do what? Build. Build. If Kim and I are trying to build something and my conversation is different and her conversation is different, how are we going to build? We are speaking too many different languages. Let me tell you something. All those speakers that was up here, I did none of that. I'm telling you, I'm an oddball up here. I didn't borrow no money when I started my business. I had 2 cars repossessed when I started my business. What am I driving now? A S550 and a BMW. That is not a brag. That is about purpose. Because when I found out who I was, which is the reason I go back to building minority business, I don't like labels. And I'm not going to go down a rabbit hole with that, but what labels does, it defines who you are. And it just didn't match up with what God said about me. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not a minority. I'm not. I don't subscribe to any of that. And you will put yourself in a box and have a scarcity mindset if you subscribe to that. If God owns it all and I am his daughter, then what does that mean for me? I sometimes I forget we're in a pandemic. Now, fortunately enough, I am in an industry where I get to reach every woman that's within arm's reach of me because of what I do. I'm a licensed esthetician. And I got licensed in 2013 when I moved back home here in 2012. And I did not want to go to school. I was 39 years old. I said, I'm too old. I can't sit in no classroom. Are y'all crazy? The lady said something that was life-changing to me. And it's the only reason that I'm standing here today. She said, time will pass. I couldn't go to school. I wasn't sit in no classroom. It just wasn't me. I didn't have that capacity because you got to remember, I had already been exposed to the world. I was out there making money, and you want me to sit in a class and learn something? That's why we have to find out who we are, and you need to go out and match up with somebody that look like you, that their stories sound like yours, and you say, hey, sis, what did you do and how did you do it? Because sometimes it can be very intimidating. All that stuff those speakers talked about, when I started my business, I'm like, oh, that's too much. They want me to do what? Girl, I don't know about no business plan. I didn't know nothing about that saving for retirement. That was foreign language. Once again, they wasn't speaking my language. I come from the hood. A 401k, what? I didn't understand it. So therefore, it was very overwhelming to me. And I didn't know how to deal with the information that they were trying to share with me at the time. But over time, my spiritual maturity, having to start over, and now growing my business and, speaking to other people, it actually increased my capacity. So now I'm more open-minded. So don't shut it down in the beginning. Just listen to what everybody, what they have to say. Now, the transition, how do you go from being a, a convicted felon, to y'all see all this fabulousness up here? How do you do that? Well, I do eyelash extensions by the day. I see a few clients in here, and I love what I do. I don't put myself in a box, period. And I said, if I ever get a chance to have the microphone to my mouth, I was going to make sure that I tell Black people that you cannot just promote your business to Black people. God don't do it. So why are we doing it in our businesses? We have to change that mindset. And is it scary? Absolutely. Why? Because white people, they speak another language. And so sometimes that can be intimidating. And who wants to feel vulnerable in front of somebody if you're a professional in your industry? Or if the person doesn't look like you? We feel safe, when we're amongst our own people. But that we can't operate business as usual like that anymore if you're going to make money. The first year I came here, I didn't make any money. It wasn't until about my third year, and I looked at my 1099K, which I didn't know anything about that until it got emailed to me. Like, what is a 1099K? And that thing said $114,000. I said, what? The year after that, it was 126. The year after that, it was 136. Now, here's what I advise you to do when you start making money. Don't build your lifestyle first. Build your business first. I got excited. My credit was good. Ooh, Navy Federal, you have been approved. Ooh, you have been approved. Oh, I got excited. But guess what? You still got to pay that stuff every month. 1 month, you're going to get tired. But what I tell people is that the bigger your goals are, the more motivated you are, the more money you can actually make. The more things that you have in front of you, the more money you're going to want to make. If you're not as motivated, you're not going to make that much money, because then you ask yourself, why? Why am I doing this? Because I have financial responsibilities. But along the way, you begin to develop spiritually. Then you look back and you're like, why in the hell did I do that? Because sometimes we pray for stuff, but as you get older, you begin to change. So I don't like labels. Like I said, I'm not gonna go down a rabbit hole with that because I don't like being put in a box. But I want to share another story with you, to my believers out here, because y'all gonna know what I'm talking about. And this is how it went from being a convicted felon when this judge put this label on me. I started researching the word a little bit more. I said, this something got to be different. I may be financially successful, but my spirit is dying. What's going on the inside of me? So I came across this sermon, and this is going to be mind-blowing. Have y'all heard the word graviton before? You? Talk to me about it. Come on, You ain't here for business. You can't be shy if you're going to be in business. We got to speak the same language. Okay, all right. But I'm going to talk about the shift that took place. And this is very mind-blowing. If I'm here and I'm trying to get over there, then I have to stay in a straight line. That's what a graviton is. It's a straight line. But we operate in dimensions, right? So you got curves and swerves and all those things going on, right? But with the graviton, it still will project a straight line, right? So the circles and the curves and all that stuff, it has to actually conform to the graviton. Y'all got me on that? Because this is important for transition. So when you think about the graviton, I told you it's a straight line, right? So I told God, I said, something ain't working right. I'm here, but I'm trying to get down there. So it was like God put something in me that helped me stay on the narrow path, right? It was almost I didn't have no choice because I already been fulfilling myself with the word of God, and everything started lining up. Watch this. When God puts something down in your spirit, this is deep, y'all. Y'all might want to take some notes on this. He puts it into your mind, and then it get downloaded like, your vision, your purpose, or your assignment, right? But when your purpose and your destiny meets, it actually starts to make adjustments to you rather than you making adjustments to it. So when I told God, I said, God, I can't keep doing this like this anymore. You got to show me something different. So like I said, when he put it down in me and showed me how to go from this place to that place, things started to conform to me rather than me conforming to it. So everything that I began to ask God for, it happened. It happened. Do y'all understand that? God shoots it down to you in a straight line. You say, God, I want to go from here to there. The atmosphere is moving and doing all of this. But see, once you have that, once you are in alignment with it, things will start to conform to you. People will call you up. Clients will come. I don't have to do any of that. And I'm telling you, it's spiritual. This is a whole other class that somebody who's going to have to teach on, but it is spiritual because what I realized, I was operating out of my gift. And what happened when I was about 14 and 15 years old, it's called mental molestation. Y'all understand what that is? Somebody can take your mind and conform it to what they want it to be. Because when we come into this world, we know nothing, right? You get introduced to it. So when I got introduced to shoplifting, it's like, oh, this is amazing. I can make so much money. Oh, this is fun. But all at the same time being oblivious to, girl, what about when you get 35? What that look like? Okay? It doesn't happen until later on in life, right? Because then you start to change and you start to be around other people. I ended up leaving here in 1999 because it was something in my belly saying, you got to do something different. You got to get up out of here. Watch this. I left the city, but the sin was still in me. Why? Because of the word that was not in me, that I did not believe in me. As I stand here now, I can't see me. I can see you and tell you what's in you. I ran into people all the time. You're going to do this. You're going to be great. You're going to be marvelous. But I didn't believe it. So that's why the mirror is very important. And that you surround yourself with people that look like you and believe in you and that have some experience. Okay? Because without it, guess what? It sounds easy. I've been to jail before, and it's hard for me to believe somebody that tells a story who haven't had, if you haven't had a hard time in your life, I can't hear you. Once again, we're not speaking the same language. It don't look like me. It don't talk like me, so I can't believe it. That's intimidating to me. People will place a perception on you, but you got to understand the capacity that's within me. So a lot of things, when I started to build my business, I removed myself from a lot of things that were going on in the world, like social media. Unfortunately, my family, I love my family, have a great support system, but I had to change my mindset. My mind was not in the right place, and I was trying to operate in a place where I was not ready to operate in, okay? So building the business, all these things are great. I take nothing away from any of these speakers, but it is about the language. And we have a huge language barrier in our city when it comes to business. That's why we lack, to tell you the truth. That is why. Because we're not speaking the same language. There's a lot of potential in the city, but it can be intimidating if I'm in the room if I'm in a room with women and they all got, masters and, degrees in this and degrees in that. Here I am with just a certificate. But guess what? When God gave Noah instructions to build that ark, did God not place everything in Noah that he needed? Noah didn't have no MBA. Noah didn't have no certificate. God gave Noah exactly what he needed. And that's how I've been able to build my business, because I had to look within. Because once God reveals it to you, it's you have dominion over everything. When people was coming to me, about my spiritual well-being and God and this, let me be honest with you. I said, I ain't got time for that stuff. I don't want to hear that. I got to make money. And I've been making money. So why I need to hear all that? Okay? But did I not tell you that I've had cars repossessed? Went broke? Because if it ain't God, the devil gonna send you imitations, gonna look just like God. That part right there. A lot of people don't realize that. And that's what happened to me. It just looked good. When I started to build my business, I didn't make it about money anymore. I made it about the person. That's it. That's the secret. You can have all the business cards, you can have all the flyers, you can have all of that. But if you're not operating with what God gave you to operate in, your business is not going to be successful. And I stand flat-footed and stand up here and I mean that. Because I'm a living witness of, because it's happened to me. It can happen. Don't get overwhelmed. The way she built her business is going to be based on who she is on the inside, and she's going to be just fine. You don't have to be a millionaire. Success is defined by who you are as an individual. What she do to build her business, it ain't gonna look the same, but y'all can talk the same language, but when you go out there, you're gonna do something totally different. Yeah. I didn't have to borrow any money when I started my business. The car that I drive today, I actually drive it for free. You know why? Because I make $16,000 a year in tips. My customer service is probably about 90%. Because you're dealing with people, and sometimes you can't satisfy people all the time. You can satisfy them most of the time, but you can't satisfy them, all the time. So sometimes that can be a little bit, intimidating when it comes to customer service, especially if you are in a box and you just dealing with your own culture of people, because we could be something else now, but I ain't gonna get into that. Okay, so yeah, it's the key to my success has been my spiritual maturity. I don't have to conform to the world has to conform to me. That's the level of confidence that I have, and based on who I am, because of what I've been through, what God has given me, and who I know that I am today. I thank God for all the speakers and all the services, and now because I'm spiritually mature now, that I'm not going to spend every dime I got or every dime I make. But the purpose of a business is not make money. If you're here and you think you're going to make money, no. The purpose of a business is to solve a problem. Do you know how that looks? Can somebody give me an example of how that actually looks? If I tell you that the purpose of a business is to solve a problem, how does it look? I'm sorry? Absolutely. Yeah. Because if I'm starting a business just because I like to make baskets and nobody like baskets, I'm not solving a problem. And when you find out what problem that you're going to solve, it needs to be very unique. I tell people all the time, I don't care how many people doing eyelashes, I'm still going to do them the way that I do them, because it's who I am on the inside. I'm not going to talk about the mantle unless y'all want me to get spiritual with y'all, but there is a mantle. And when people see that, that's what is going to draw them to you. But we're not going to get into that. Solve a problem. Be unique. When you think about a Whopper, who do you think? What comes to mind? Burger King. Yeah. When you think about a Big Mac, what comes to your mind? Yeah. When you think about eyelashes, what comes to your mind? Huh? That's right. That's right. Because why? People go on trips. They do all kind of stuff. I have not had a vacation in 8 years. I have not taken any time off in 8 years. Can you open for today too? Because I'm supposed to be making money right now. But I knew the time was going to come where I could. But because I love what I do, I don't need to do all of that. Because I wanted to make sure that when people thought about eyelashes and eyebrows, that they thought about Shantina or Charm Beauty Bar. So when the day comes and I've got 8 to 9 locations, or when I open my beauty school, your daughters and your granddaughters gonna be showing up. But I may be in heaven, but that's gonna be okay because I'm planting the seed right now. Mm-hmm. The beauty industry is very unique because every woman within arm's reach is a client. That's why I'm glad that God chose me to do that. I'm glad. Y'all just don't understand. I'm telling you, it's spiritual. Everything is spiritual. When you learn how to operate in those different heavens, in those different dimensions, be life-changing. Your level of God confidence, unmatched. Because I'm standing here as a living witness. The transformation that took place, you cannot even imagine. You understand the mindset that I had to go through to change from doing that. Do you understand that people are still operating in that today? And for me to stand here and understand that my gift has made room for me, it's priceless. It's your gift, not your idea. We got a lot of ideas, don't we? We have a lot of ideas, but your idea not going to make room. The Bible says that your gift will make room for you, not your idea. And if you are in a 9 to 5 and you are transitioning into entrepreneurship, I've had jobs. Remember I told you I boosted for over 15 years. Guess where God placed me at in 2005? Huh? Guess where God placed me at in 2005? I had to go do a year in Louisiana. I done some time in over there, that's getting me kind of jail. And in 2005, I'm living in Atlanta, and God placed me in Dillard's. What the heck is going on here? But let me tell you, I had gone to church that Sunday, and I was tired of me. I was tired of me. I was still boosting because, like I told you, just because I moved out the city don't mean the sin moved. I went to church this Sunday, and I said, I was in that mirror that Saturday night. I was crying. I'm so tired of this. It's the hustle and the do this and run, do that. And I was just tired of it. And I went to church that Sunday, and Bishop Ed Alone, he's dead and gone. But he said, whatever door has been closed is now open. Lord have mercy, Jesus. I swear I thought I was the only person in the sanctuary that day. I said, what? Because what happened, I had self-sabotaged myself. Self-sabotage, what does that look like? Girl, ain't nobody gonna hire you. You a convicted felon. Nobody ever told me that. I told that to myself. Self-sabotage. Who said it? Nobody told me that. I made that up in my own head. Nobody's gonna hire you. 2005, the very soul that I used to have a good time boosting and making all that money. Here it is, God placed me in there in 2005. I was a sales associate making $10 an hour for 5 months. Watch this. God promoted me into a position that I didn't think I was worthy of. Business manager for Estee Lauder. Lord have mercy. Won't he do it? Getting me ready. Why? Because I had cried out to him. And I said, Lord, if it's in your will, I got to leave this thing alone. I got to get out. I got to stop that. I learned how to pray because I wasn't praying right. I was begging God for stuff. God help me. God don't need to help me. He already told me what my destiny is going to be. I just need to get in alignment. I'm out of line. I'm out of order. Got promoted to business manager. Look at that. Business manager. I didn't have no degree. I had never worked in a department store before. And God promoted me to business manager, making $55,000 a year. I had never done makeup a day in my life, girl. The manager asked me one thing. Do you mind working on people's faces? Do you mind touching people's faces? Do you know why that man asked me that? In the interview. The first part of the interview, he asked me, he said, if you could work in any part of the store, where would it be? What would you say? No, ma'am, no, I said in your chair. I'm gonna be the manager, be store manager. That's what I told him. I'm be store manager. I said in your chair. 3 months later, I got promoted again. Speaking that thing out of my, see, I learned how to use my mouth. Because see, before anything was hit, it was in God's mind, right? So when God spoke it, what happened? It came into existence. So when I learned how to pray, I started speaking it. I wasn't concerned about how he thought about it. I just didn't know I need to put it out there so I could see if God was telling the truth or not. So you see how God can turn it around. I don't know. I might be the only one in here convicted felon, but I'm telling you, if you got a friend that's a friend, that's a friend. You need to you need to let them know that God, if he did it for me, he still got more blessings left. But there are prerequisites to the kingdom now. It's not like what people tell y'all. I can sit here all day and say, you know what, girl, I'm gonna pray for you. I don't know what's going on in your mind. I don't know. I got to have a conversation with you before I can pray for you. Does that make sense? So I stand here today. I've been home. I came back home. That's another, so I'm not going to waste, take up too much of y'all time with that story. But Kim, she was obedient. And she called me up. And she's like, I want you to speak. I'm like, Lord, here we go. Here we go. What you want me to say? I got so much to say, so I don't have enough time. Because God has been dealing with me with a lot of stuff. And there's always going to be a place for it, but it's not right here, right now. But I want you to walk away with something today. I'm not here to motivate you because motivation is very limiting. We got a lot of overnight motivational speakers, but let me tell you something. I thought there was something that I wanted to do at one point in my life, but motivation runs out. I can sit here and say, girl, you can do it. Go on, girl. Get it. You can do it. You got to be disciplined. And if you don't have the confidence within yourself to do it, guess what? You're not going to do it. It don't take much to be, a little bit, have some low self-esteem. If I don't feel good about myself, I'm not doing nothing. You got to build up your confidence, and that comes through what? The word of God. Nothing else. I could sit here all day and say, you know what you're going to do? You're going to be just fine. You can do it. You're going to have to be disciplined. You're going to have to keep asking yourself, why? Why do I want it? You got to get down on your knees and be like, why? Why do I want it? Because if you want it to just make money, it's not going to last. It's not. I'm telling you this from experience. So, do anybody have any questions before I get ready to close? You can ask me anything. It really does not matter. I just know I'm at a time in my life where now I'm at a point in my life where I don't have to make adjustments or conform to anybody anymore. People are going to be making adjustments and conforming to me. And that's the kind of confidence that you're going to need when you get ready to get out there and operate in your business. Don't let nobody fool you. Because it's what's within you. And if it's in God's will for you, because you can operate out of God's will, and you will just be spinning, and nothing happened. It may look like it, but at the end of the day, what is the profit, sheet gonna look like? Are you really making money? Is it really making sense? So anybody have any questions about anything? You look like you got got a question in you over there. You got a question? You don't? Okay. So, but I'm here locally. I do plan to retire in about a year and a half from behind a chair. I do plan to open a beauty school, and I'm very excited about that, which takes me to, I'm getting ready to close. Y'all remember the slave, and I don't like to talk about this, but I am going to bring it up. Huh? Y'all remember the story of, what's that black millionaire name from many, many years ago? Madam C.J. Walker? Is that her name? Listen, that lady didn't have no internet. Did she? And she built $1 million business. No internet. No internet. Which goes back to, I'm gonna tell you this. I don't operate in the world. I operate in the spirit realm now. I don't have no business cards. It's word of mouth because I'm using my mouth. You got to use your mouth to grow your business. But I take nothing away from anybody that had anything, from any of the speakers. But I'm just telling you what worked for me because I'm different over here. I don't think we have too many convicted felons in the room, but God had to use me in another way. Okay, so do I have one question? I think Isla had a question. Okay, so when y'all see me, y'all remember that that's the girl right there that said she not making adjustments to anybody. They are making adjustments to her. Y'all remember that now? Okay, so I thank you for your time. All the future entrepreneurs and business owners, and remember, if you're transitioning from your 9 to 5 to your side hustle, remember that your 9 to 5 is your job, okay? What you do after that is your purpose. It's your work, okay? And if you're blessed enough, one day they're gonna rise together and then you will become an entrepreneur full time. I'm blessed enough to be a full-time entrepreneur because I told you what kind of training I went through. Right? All right, thank you all so much.
Y'all, I promise y'all, I was trying how to laugh, but when she kept talking about her training.
Young people, they get up at 12 o'clock. Listen, I'm up early. I can do 8 to 8 all day. Why? Because I told you we had to travel out of town to go boost. So I'm up on the road all the time. I was in training. I know how to team build. I know how to team work. I know how it go. I know about all that, girl. Girl, come help me get my stuff. Huh? Today, everybody want their own. I'm gonna do this my way. No, you better link up with somebody.
Hey man, y'all give Miss Evans a hand clap. Charm Beauty Bar, owner, founder, CEO. Amen.
Wait, she called me a CEO, y'all. But let me tell you something about CEO. I didn't even know how to CEO. I just knew it was, just 3 letters. But guess what God put down in my spirit? For me, as me being my own CEO. Confident, empowered, obedient. That's me right now. I ain't know about no CEO. Girl, I know now, though.
Amen. I think this failed, y'all. It's supposed to go up there. Okay. I'm getting behind. Look, I know we both got stuff. Okay. So this could not be possible without this good brother. But I'm a strong believer in what Michelle Obama said. Behind every strong man, there's a woman. And he got 2. He got Miss Brittany, who I see she holding the baby, so I'm not going to ask her to come up. And he got his mom. Is it Jana? Jana. Miss Jana, you here? Come here, sweetie. Mr. Royster, would you get this to Brittany? Brittany, this is for you. Come here, I got something for you. I want you to know that we thank you for letting us borrow your husband, texting, calling, meeting with him, making sure that we get stuff done. Because I know if it was not for you pushing him, let him know I got you, I got the kids, you go take care of that, we could not get what we need and what he desired for us to do for our community. So I want to say thank you for being that wife, for loving your husband, who pushed him and who's there for him. And mama, she told you where I work at. I'm in corrections. And being in correction, it's hard to find young black men who don't have a record, who ain't on the clump their pants down, who go back and say, hey, let me go save my community. Let me go help some people. Your son called me because he attended our events year after year. He came home to attend them. And he said, I got to make sure we do better. We got to do some more stuff. And when I saw his age, I was like, what in the world? And when I call Neil, he don't hesitate. If he can't do the whole thing, he'll say, Kim, call this person, do this. Kim, do this over here. Hey, Kim, I need you to do that. I just want to thank you from us for raising a strong black man that came back and said, you know what? My mama taught me, and I know who I am and what I can do, so I'm going to be that. So from us, at my brothers and sisters, we just want to say thank you by giving you this plant. It's kind of heavy now. And again, I promise you, when I see them, I can go to work with my head held high saying, okay, God, there is hope. We do exist. They are out here doing something positive. Like Ty Trivius said, there's some good in the hood. So again, I just wanted to say thank you. That's why I asked him, was you going to be here? All right, y'all two women, stay behind my brother now. We're going to need y'all. Whew, come on, Antonio. You get to introduce him for real.
Hey, y'all still out there? Okay. So for me and my team, this is like super important for us to see people grow. So can anybody tell me the number one reason why we can't grow as people when we're trying to learn? It's a personal thing though. So can you give me a personal answer why we can't grow as people? That's true. But one of our main downfalls as people when we're trying to learn and grow is that we don't ask questions. We're afraid to ask questions because we're afraid to say, hey, I don't know. So you don't really want to grow. When you're trying to be an entrepreneur, when you're trying to grow a business, everything around you is zeroed out but God. So put your faith in God, walk forward, and don't be afraid to ask questions. Because if you go to the doctor and they say, hey, man, you got this and this is what's going to happen, you're going to ask a question. So when you're trying to grow in business and there's somebody that's around you and you can reach out to them, reach out to them. Now, if you got people around you and you feel they don't want to see you grow, then you're around the wrong people. And I'm going to leave it at that. You got to change your surroundings when you want to grow. Them power conversations need to be powerful, not messy. That mess ain't going to get you nowhere. So let's get in these power groups and make power moves. And let's encourage our brothers and sisters to grow because that's what time it is now. We don't have time on our side. So let's move forward. Now, to the man who I call my brother. We're in business together. We're in nonprofits together. We're on the same boards together. But the main thing is when it's time to get out there and get dirty, he don't care what kind of shoes he has on. He's a hero behind the scenes. And a lot of times I think a lot of us know people who are heroes. Let's give them their flowers while they're here. He's a hero in my mind because when we need him, he's there. So Mr. Neal, will you mind walking up, please? Give him a round of applause.
Mic check. There we go. There we go. All right, man. They made it sound a lot better than what it really is. Especially Kim and Tone and everybody coming around. But I'm very humble for the opportunity to speak before everybody. And y'all set me up here. Y'all put me behind a powerful speaker there. Give her a hand clap. I feel like we need to pass the bucket around or something here. And if y'all don't go to church tomorrow, y'all got y'all sermon. She may have gave us 3 of them. So I just tell you, she gave us a good word and it was very deep, and I appreciate that. Thank you. And all to all the other speakers as well. But y'all, I know I'm like the cheerleader. Everybody raise their hand one time like this. Do like this. I had nothing to do with it. I just want to see if y'all listening. But to all the speakers, thank y'all. Seriously, thank y'all for what y'all done. Uh, okay, okay. But thank y'all. I'm telling you, I took a lot out of it, being a leader in the community, also being an entrepreneur myself, and just overall, I think we all can take something out of this. So I got a PowerPoint we prepared here, but just to tell you a little bit about myself, it's going to come up here too. I've been with the company Walmart and Walmart in the community. It's pretty big. A lot of people say, okay, we're a billion-dollar company, take a lot out of it. You know, I'm a company man. You know, they built a lot. You know, I can take care of my family. I can be a leader in the community. I can do a lot of things that this company allowed me to do. And I take advantage of it. And like Kim says, if they do call me, hey, I'm there for it. It's not because publicity or anything else. It's because I really care. Hey, I come from nothing. All these repos and different things that people talk about. I be living off A Street, Lincoln Park, Wedgewood, living in a trailer. Myself being lights off. It can go on and on and on. You know, being in trouble at a young age. You know, that right there is deep to me. So I take advantage of being involved in the community. So, but I'm gonna tell you a little bit about what Walmart does in the community, and I'll bounce back to why I do what I do. And I had a couple people ask about nonprofit and everything. I'll tell you about that because believe it or not, nonprofit is actually a business as well. If everybody don't know that, your 501c3 and all those are business as well. So just listen, and I'll tell you about all the opportunities that we do provide. Um, All right, Mr. Chris, you might have to, Mr. Tech Man, might have to. I have a lot of people that does this for me. He said, "You do this at work, right?" I said, "Yeah, I created this slide, but I have a lot of people behind the scene to help me as well." So it's just a little video. So that's a little bit about myself. I didn't know that picture was going to be that big. I promise y'all. I was not. That's promise. It's not about me. But I just did bullet points if I can remember what I'm talking to. If I won't go on a bunny trail, at a bunny hole, a black hole, whatever you want to call it. So married with 3 kids, 3 children. Local graduate of Pensacola High School, so I'm a local. Go Tigers. Just putting that out there. Educational. Education. I went TCC and PSC. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna stop there just for a moment. I'm not a college graduate. I'm not. And I'm not discouraging college graduates, but I'm telling y'all, I'm just encouraging everybody that you can do it outside of college as well, trade school, and do all the above. You push it and go. And somebody said something earlier, and I wanted, I took that out, and I think like that. My wife get mad at me a lot of times because I don't let excuses get in my way. Like I don't consider myself minority. I really don't. I mean, like she say, okay, minority in a major company and all that. I forget it sometimes because I took that as an excuse. I took that excuse out years ago. My wife like, you don't know what's going on in the real world. This you don't get mad about this. You don't get mad about that. I said, yes, it bothers me, but guess what I do? I put that down and I put with every problem. When you come with a problem, what's the solution behind it? So what I take advantage of, my solution is get involved in the community. What can I do being a major manager in a major company? I can get involved in the community, get involved with the youth, the troubled, the homeless, all the above. And I don't have education, so I take advantage of it in the corporation, the position they provided for me. So I take advantage of that. I've been able to come for 17 years, started as a cashier. I worked in the states of Florida, Alabama, Georgia, all that stuff. That's boring stuff, right? I'm gonna click past that one. But going to working for a corporation, this is the CEO of the company, and I put him on there. Like, okay, I know this is a minority event, all right? You're like, why is this guy up here on the board? So I'm gonna tell you. So when everything happened with George Floyd, the opportunity as an African American man and a male in the company, a corporation like Walmart, we got to shut down a lot of things and not talk about it. We can't talk about religion, race, gender, politics, so many things we can't talk about. So we go to work, and I got to turn off that. I got to turn off being a black man, and I learned how to use words like African American, Caucasian instead of white, black. I had to turn all that stuff on and off as African American and a male in the major corporation like that. So I put him on there because he opened up opportunity when all that stuff happened, and a little bit before then. But he stood up and he put several videos out there, and he made it known that it's okay to talk about it. So when he did that, he opened the floodgates. I'm telling you, I went back to work. I gathered everybody at my job. We had a meeting, and I said, guys, I'm gonna tell y'all, it's hard. I just let it all out. I felt like I let 100 pounds off, and that don't mean a lot to everybody, but to me it did. For a Caucasian, and he might have been political about it, but guess what? He opened the gate for me. I took advantage of it. So, but I'm saying though, and pushing back to the community, I'm getting farther in the slides, farther along the slides. There's a lot of things that he's doing and building just for the minority community. And I know a lot of people say nonprofits, and that's kind of what we're going to. How can Walmart help you in the local community? Being a nonprofit owner or a CEO, or whatever the case may be, you can put yourself on payroll as well. I'm not going to get into that because that's not my lane. That's not my lane, and everybody else, but you can put yourself on that as well. So there's grants out there. Walmart provides grants for different nonprofit organizations, and if that's what you want to do full time, that may be your lane. But he provided opportunity, and I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about it. So that's my long story behind why he's on there. This guy here, he started 2020 Vision also with Doug McMillan, and you see who he is. Now this is African American here, so he's one of the leaders in the company. And I want y'all to take a look at this here. This is something that Walmart started. It's called CDEI. And it's all about racial equity. And if y'all see up top, you have a senior director too for Center for Racial Equity. And they started this just because we have so many issues in the minority community and the black and brown community. And y'all can see all the directors there. A lot of those they look like us, right? Um, Making a difference in racial equity. The company started a foundation. They committed to 100 million over 5 years to that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money, y'all. So and that was encouraging to me. $100 million they want to invest into guess what community? Minority community, the brown and black, the women, the equity issues that we're having. They want to invest into that financial system, education, healthcare, criminal justice. That's $100 million dollars I want to invest into that. It's called the Center for Racial Equity. Um, it's cultural diversity, equity, and inclusion. And it got a lot of details there, not to bore you with that, but that's a little bit about the company, where we're going. And this is just a breakdown of statistics here. Women in the workforce. You got several statistics. I don't know how y'all globally, by count globally, 2.2 million. United States, 1.5 million. International, 687,000. That's a lot of different. And women are minority as well, right? Women, African American, Hispanic. All the above. You got to. When we say minority, it's not just African Americans. So I want y'all to understand that. But that's a focus to me because I got a mom, I got a daughter, I got a wife. So that means a lot to me as well, just as much as the African American community. And this is some more. I know y'all can't see all the numbers. This breaks down. It goes all the way from women of color, people of color, African American, black. So, and that just in the community that we hire for the most part. Walmart, pretty much, and just skipping over, and because in the community, when you think about Walmart, and as a company, they provide opportunities out there for guess who works at Walmart? Your cousin, your daughter, your son, your uncle, your auntie, somebody you know. Almost everybody in this building knows somebody that worked at Walmart or work at Walmart or have made a career at Walmart does something. So when you say being involved with the community, Walmart, they provide all the opportunities that's, everyday low price. We hear that all the time. And but not only we provide jobs, but they provide a lot of things behind the scene, like handling life choices, behavior health, critical incidents, all the above. So for we can live better lives and serve everybody to keep those low prices in there. Um, this is something I really appreciate is free community classes. Can everybody say free? All right. I'm gonna call it back up here if y'all don't. Get everybody say free. All right. So look, seriously, Walmart. We provide free community classes for resumes, test preps, interviewing, budgeting, and college admissions. So when you say that, it's no excuse out there for us, and I say us as a community, not and this for everybody. Y'all see everybody on there, they look different, right? Everybody, women, men, black, white, all the above. Free classes, free community classes. So when you're talking about you need help on resumes, test prep, interviewing, budgeting, college admissions, all the above, it's provided for you. And you don't have to be a associate of Walmart to have this community class. And if you want information, I'll definitely help you out with that. Children's America Network, that's another one that we provide. And like I said, the diversity here. And these are for kids that's at Sacred Heart, it's our local hospital that we provide donations for. So when you hear them ask for Church of America Network at Walmart, when it registers, it's helping out more than just kids. It's helping out, the hospital, the needy, the unhealthy. We have a program called Social and Critical Need Giving Program. So probably like, hey, it pretty much, and this is when we start getting to a community thing. If you know anybody that work at Walmart, if they volunteer 25 hours and they put in a form and turn those hours in, you can get up to $250 4 times a year, and that's $1,000. So that's just the start of things. That's one of the programs that provide that can help out an organization. His statistics on the giving. So any other nonprofit organization, I know the guy at the table over there, young man at the table, he asked about the it's good for 360 is what's the name of the program. It's a good nonprofit organization. It pretty much is a program that gives out merchandise to different programs and nonprofit organizations where you can give. I know Kim's part of it. I know a few other people are too as well. But you can actually use this for in your community. So that's definitely a great program to take advantage of. Ask for more details later, or get with me one-on-one. I can actually give you more information on that. Overall, here's the grant. Now, this is the fun stuff here. And this goes a little bit more in detail on what's the qualifications. I don't know if you can read it or not, but I'll kind of give you a briefing of it. You can fill out from over in $250 minimum to $5,000 at community grant level. And it's called a cyber grant front door. That's what it's called. And your status had to be 501c3 or 19 Internal Revenue Code. Different areas of funding would be hunger, health, education, quality of life, community, diversity, inclusion, all the above. Anything, and it tells you how it's real simple to fill it out. But definitely, that's a great opportunity for you as a nonprofit organization to take advantage of and give back to the community. And anybody, and I know clubs that have taken advantage. I'm telling you right now, stop what you're doing. If you're asking for these in-kind donations are great. Everybody comes in, hey, I want a $25 gift card here, $50 gift card. I'll give them out like pennies, right? But when you start talking about some real money, let's start talking about $250 to $5,000. But guess what? To somebody's point earlier, a lot of times we don't have our paperwork together. You just don't know how many times I talk to people and I want to help them out, but my hands are tied to a certain extent because all the paperwork's not in order. And so if you need help on that, we have several opportunities and several, pretty much we got handouts today. I mean, everybody that if you need help, any kind of paperwork to make sure you're right, we got the resources today. So get your paperwork right and come see me. And like I said, Kim said, if I can't help you, I'm going to direct you to someone that can, because I want to see everybody be successful and get every helping hand that we can, in summary of the programs, it's a lot of programs Walmart has. I mean, giving back to the community. The one that I'm really encouraged about, and I want everybody to get into, is that front door community grants. I really want you all to take advantage of that. And that's just one of them. Now, we provide this one, even outside of that, when you start talking about $25,000, $50,000, $100,000, $250,000, Walmart's giving those type of grants out. I'm telling you, they're giving those grants out. How can I be successful as a nonprofit organization? If you want to do that full time, put yourself on payroll. And if you do things the right way, go and see a tax person. Don't take my advice on it. That's not my lane. I'm just letting you know that's just the broad note that I'm giving you. But what I'm telling you is there's several opportunities out there for a nonprofit organization. When I hear Walmart's giving out $25,000 to $50,000, I want that to be my buddy of mine. I want to be that guy that's in Pensacola, Florida, or my local partner that I can partner with and say, hey, we were part of that. And we helped that program got back together. So, and I'm a summarize it like this, and I won't spend my time, is that how to build a successful team. And Kim asked me to I asked her why, I'm like, why you want me to come up here? I'm just Walmart manager, whatever. Have confidence, humility, integrity, communicate professionally, be a student of the business, adapt. Don't be excuse driven. Take personal feelings out of your business. And if y'all know this on the slide, I'm going every bullet point because I want y'all to know this. Be professional. Somebody said this earlier about customer service. I want to support my brother, my sister, but when I go to a company or a small business and nobody make eye contact with me, they're in the back on their phone. I'm telling you, it's a turnoff. It's a turnoff. It's an immediate turnoff. I don't care if you're black, brown, green, purple. I don't want to do business with you. And I'm just saying, and that can help anybody. I hope they help somebody out as a business partner. Be selective with applicants. Don't just settle for anybody. Don't hire your cousin just because they need a job. They probably need a job because they probably need a job because they haven't been successful on somebody else's job. Just saying. Be diverse. Be diverse. Seriously, build a board around you. When I say build a board around you, and this is what I mean by that. Don't get everybody to look like you. Get a female on your board. Get a male on your board. Get a Caucasian on your board. Get a Hispanic on your board. Because guess what? they're not going to think like you. And sometimes in the business ventures, you don't need everybody to say yes. You need somebody to say no. Did you think of it like this? This is business, not personal. So if you want to be successful, surround people around you that's not like you. Don't look like you. Don't act like you. I promise you, you'll be successful. Um, Teach and train others to take your position. That's just my heart. You don't have to take that note. That's my personal. I feel like anybody working around me, I want to know more about the business than I do. And that way they can, that's just my heart, is teaching and training people to grow and be on their own. And then at the end of the day, have caring attitude, show your employees caring attitude, and give back to the community. It's just as good. Give back when you're successful. Give back to the community some kind of way. Sometimes the money, you may not be making no money, but guess what? Somebody can have. You can go and fix Kool-Aid at somebody's event, or you can go and serve at somebody's event. Give back your time. I promise you, God will bless you, and you will be very successful in every avenue that you do. I promise you, if you give back, if you're successful and you're blessed, I promise you, you give back and you'll be blessed as well. Thank you for your time. And hopefully I helped somebody out, especially nonprofit organizations out there. And anybody else that, by the way, I'm going to put this disclaimer out there. We are hiring at my local Walmart. so okay, all right, thank y'all.
Thank you, Neil. Let's give another round of applause for Neil Kroom, everybody. Thank you.
Woo! So we down to our last one. Now I'm gonna touch base a little bit about that nonprofit stuff. So I do have a nonprofit. It's called My Brothers and Sisters. Like I told y'all, we do community events. I'm all about building our youth. I want our youth to see stuff that they see on TV here, not just on TV. That's how come we did the spring break event a couple years ago. Dad daughter date night, that is my baby. Women, how many of y'all father was not in y'all like this in here? Raise your hand. Daddy was not there. So I was one of those, and what happened was I struggled with who I was. I ain't know what love was. I ain't know that language of relationship. And when that boy came and told me, "Oh, girl, you look so good," I thought he had gave me $1 million because my dad didn't do his job. And so I do that event to let fathers know, if you be her first love and you impart into her, baby, she will not fall for that coconut smile. And that half meal is not gonna be good enough for her. You have to come a little further because she gonna raise her standards. So that's why I love that event. I also do Mother and Son's Night Out. Mother and Son is the opposite of that. Women, we've got to push our men to be prince and not punks. We gotta make them take out the trash. Get them grades up. Make them respect people. I don't care if he don't like you. I ain't gonna be your friend. We have to push our young men. So I love doing my events because I love to let people know I don't want your kids on my job. They got a brand new building to open up in 2 weeks, and it's already full. No, I'm not job scared. Like Tina said, God take care of me. I'm good. So I want it to stop, but it's got to start with us. It's got to start with us. So our last speaker is going to come up. Some of y'all probably know this power couple because they do so much around here for grown folks. They want y'all to come out in all kind of stylish behaviors and do all this fancy stuff. That's what they do. Before they come, I got to tell y'all about his wife, Justina. Justina, when I first met Antonio, I'm the type person, if your husband gonna talk to me, I need to meet you first. Because I don't want to be disrespectful. That's how I look at that. I need you to know who I am, what I stand for. So that way when he called or we out late night at dinner, you ain't thinking I want your husband. That's not the type person I am. They ain't my character. It's not what I do. And if I call him at 11:30, I probably call because I really needed him to do something real quick. So when I call his phone, she don't get mad at me. She'll look over, and if I don't get him, guess what I do? I call her. He ain't answering the phone. I need him to do this. Where he at? Hold on, Kim. I'll make sure. Well, he not here. That's what she do, and I love that about her. Because some of us get it twisted. We think because that good brother is around somebody that we want, he got to be over here doing this, that. No, 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 no. Everybody's not out here cheating. They're still good men. I told y'all, I have them right there as one of them. So without further ado, just think that I need you to come see me. And y'all, I got some door prizes. Please don't leave. I don't want to take this stuff home. Justina, thank you for getting behind him when he a knucklehead, for getting behind him when he is aggravated. You want to punch him and just say, "Ugh," with him being talked to. Thank you for sharing your husband with our community. Because of what y'all do, grown people have somewhere fun and exciting to go besides a club. And we can still have a good time in our community. So because of who you are, I just want to say thank you from us. That's your listening. And now you can come introduce your husband. You, sir, you closing it out, and then I'm gonna just do the goodbyes. You thought you was getting out of speaking? Oh, no, you're not. Yes, Chris gonna come up and he gonna shut it all the way down. Okay, yeah, I just want you to talk about what y'all do, what we doing, what's the next event coming up, something.
We ain't talking about the next event, but I'm big on finances. I'm big on credit. I'm big on people understanding the importance of credit, people understanding when you leave a job, how you're going to need credit to back you up. You're going to need to document some things like somebody was saying earlier, like everything we do in life, it's going to hit us one way or another if we don't have it in order. So there's no running from it. It will catch up with you. So what me and my wife like to do is we like to educate our community on financial responsibility. You know, it's a difference. It's financial advisory, financial, all kind of things. But being responsible with your money and being responsible with your moves and calculating your moves before you actually take them or take that leap is very, very important. So my lovely wife and I, we are involved heavy when it comes down to that. When it comes down to bridging the gap in between kids and parents and school, that's our passion as well. We were all raised different. I like all the speakers because all the speakers are different. I'm different. My wife is different. That's why we bump heads at times. We're human. But we are not understanding that as people that we are all different. So we come from different backgrounds. We learn differently. And when it comes down to it, we are all God's children. So we have to take the time to connect with each other on certain levels. Just because a certain person might be here does not mean you need to feel low. That just means you need to ask questions or see how this person got there so we can get there together. Am I missing anything since I got put on the spot? Okay, so we do taxes as well. We've had a tax company, Reliable Tax and Financial Services. We've been in business 15 years this year, which has been a rough year. Thank you. And the reason it's been a rough year because most people like to wait until the last minute. Now, things have been a little different from the 2020 to 2021, and we like to take our time to educate you on what you are doing and what you are signing. Now, let me remind people, if somebody says they can get you X amount of dollars and you're looking at it like, well, shoot, I need that money. You need to research how you are able to get that money. You have to know these things before you sign the paper, because when you sign off on something that said I'm making 9,000 when you know you shouldn't be making no more than about 3, they're not going to come back on your tax preparer. They're going to come back on you because you are the one who signed the document. So always read over what it is that you are signing. Know what you have going on. Know your laws. Know your stimulations and everything that you need to do to grow. What else am I missing? Oh, E Squared. If y'all look behind us over there where Delarian and Kim are, which is the partners and everything that's going on here, that is our nonprofit. And like they said, it is a job. It's nothing to play with. And I will throw out there, if you do have a nonprofit, and I could be wrong, if you do have a nonprofit and you've been building and working on it for 2+ years and you're not seeing any growth, I advise you to walk away. Now, I could be wrong by saying that, but I say that to say this. It's time consuming. Most of the time when you get into it, you're going to put your own money into it. But the thing is branding. And once you brand, you will get good people who might want to make a donation, like my guy Neil, or another company who might want to pour into what you have going on. But your face is that. You are your brand. You walk around with it. And like Moni said earlier, you got to walk around with a smile. People need to get to know you through the person on the outside. Now, we carry a mask every day because I could be having problems going on at home, and you won't know that because I'm smiling. You won't know that in my business because I try to cover it in 100% excellency. True enough, you're going to bump your head sometimes. You might run across a person who might want to take you there, but you have to be professional in your business because you are the face of your business. What am I forgetting? Thank you. I'll hold the flowers for you.
Thank you.
All right.
So I just want to say, since this is a business event, first, thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for your support. Make sure you go visit all of your vendors. Thank you for the speakers that came out. But since we're talking about business and finances, I didn't hear anybody speak about how to keep up with your business documents, how to keep up with your receipts. As a business owner, you must file your taxes every year. Is very important because, again, they talked about paper trails. You got to show, that you're filing your taxes and you're doing everything right. If you have a business in your home, make sure you're keeping up with your receipts. You can claim your utilities at home. You can claim your rent or whatever have you. If you have an office in your home, you can claim all of that. But make sure you're keeping up with that. If as simple as having a little calendar and writing down your expenses every month. As long as you are keeping something to where that you can have a paper trail at the end of the year and you can file it correctly on your taxes, please do that. Thank you.
I do want to drop one small story, and we're going to slide out. When I was 19, 18, a family member of mine helped me get a credit card. $2,500 credit card. You couldn't tell me nothing. I probably blew it in about a month. Not only did he help me get a credit card, he also helped himself to 2 more credit cards in my name. So my credit was done by the age of 20. I couldn't get a cell phone bill. I didn't know nothing about credit, and it's not my mom's fault because she wasn't taught anything about credit. So that's the passion. That's the story behind why we care so much about the community understanding about finances and the growth about it. It took me, well, let me correct that because she the one who did the work on it. It took her about, I don't know, however many years to get my credit back right, because back then there was no credit companies. You had to go do police reports, and if they find out as a family member, they're going to tell you that's a family problem and walk away from you, and you're stuck. Protect your credit. So before you sign off on anything for anybody, think twice. So if anybody ever get in any trouble and might need somebody to come bail you out, don't call me to come sign the papers. Call me to help finance it because I'm not signing it. So just be careful on what you put on yourself when it comes down to putting things in your name, because it's hard to get your credit back. So y'all just pay attention to what you got going on with finance. If you need any assistance or somebody to help guide you, just get in contact with us, and y'all be blessed. Now we're going to welcome the man of the hour. I call him the man of the hour because he plays a behind the role scene as well. He's been behind the camera all day. Yeah, that's him. He's very, very smart and intelligent. Man, he just goes so far in wanting to see people win as well. He's also a part of our group and kind of keeps us in line. But no further ado, Chris, come on up. Y'all give him a round of applause, please.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Can y'all hear me? All right, good. Nope, I'm good. I think I'm good on this mic. Y'all can hear me okay? Good. Good morning. Good morning. It's still morning if you're a young business owner, right? I've only heard of a couple businesses in here that are over 15 years, so everyone else in here is pretty young. So because of that, it's morning time. And because of that, we're going to go ahead and get started because we got things to do. So I'm going to close this thing out. I want to talk to y'all quickly about Bantucola and the vision of what Bantucola is. How many of you have heard of what Bantucola is? I'm not talking about Bantu knots, right? We're not talking about the knots in your hair. We're talking about Bantucola. Bantu meaning the African language groups that are grouped together amongst a group of people. And cola is for the area where we're at. P-cola in the house, right? All right. So our mission is to be a platform dedicated to the future of a prosperous Black Florida by the year 2100. And the goal with that is from Pensacola to Panama City. We're right here in our region, and we're trying to figure out how to make it better for everybody. We're laying down infrastructure. We're building. Y'all remember those keywords earlier? Building. That's what we're doing. We're building. Our ancestors told us a long time ago. Y'all know who this is? Booker T. Washington, right? He told us Pensacola, Florida. He wrote about it in one of his newspapers. Is a typical Negro business community. Back then, the way they used the word typical, they meant model, right? He's like, look at Pensacola, look at what they're doing, right? This is during Reconstruction time period. Y'all know we had a Black mayor here, Black police chief before Chief Alexander, right? We had a Black city council. It was almost a majority Black city at one point in time. And then deconstruction happened, or what we call Jim Crow, right? Tore all that down. But there was a time period when we were a model city. We had Black progressives building business in this area. And now we're at a time period where we can look back and see that and move forward with building new infrastructure with all of you who are here, right? It starts with one and multiplies from there. So with that being said, here are 3 problems we're trying to solve here in the panhandle of Florida. Number one, we don't have an economic engine. We don't have anything focused on us to build business. This is a way of doing it, right? It's a way of starting. We don't have a Black agenda for Florida, right? We got political groups. We have non-political groups or NGOs. They're working angles. They're doing things, right? They're focused on a particular point. But we don't have a big agenda for Florida. And then from Pensacola to Panama City, there are no didactic business platforms, right? We got Black enterprise, right? But we don't have any Black media outlets that are focused on Black business building. Now, there's a few people I do want to give a shout out to. Pensacola Network of Black Professionals, the Gulf Coast Minority Chamber of Commerce. They were here early. I think Brian's gone now, but Moni's at the table. There's a directory over there. We have WRNE. We've got WPMM, Real Woman Radio, right? Those are focused on a lot of entertainment, right? A lot of music being played. And I'm focused on Black business media, right? That's what we're talking about when I'm talking about didactic, straightforward, not necessarily entertainment. So with that being said, I want to lay the foundation. I want to lay the groundwork here, right? We're talking about laying down an ideological anchor, right? A platform, a center point for where we center the community in Black business and being focused there to build from, right? If we have that, right, versus entertainment as our center, it changes the scope of how we see our own community, right? And that's what we want to focus on at Bantucola. So next up, pillars. These are things in how we see the world. These are the things we write about, right? As I talked about Bantucola, we are a media platform, right? We produce audio, video, podcasts, we live stream. We also produce print media, right? And we write about these topics. So if any of you all are subject matter experts and you want to contribute content, right, to get your writings out there, right, you own your content. If you write a long dialogue on Facebook to share with the community, guess what? Facebook owns that blog post. You don't own that blog post. It's under your name and profile, but Facebook can decide it goes away. At Bantucola, when you write about economics and professional health or physical health and history, these topics, right, you are attributed as the author, and you decide when that content comes down. You decide if you want to share that content on other platforms, right? But you always have a place and a home here at Bantucola, and we want to make that easy and accessible for you to do that. All right, our core ideology, right? So we talked about the areas we focus on, and now we're talking about our ideology for our community, right? This is the guardrails for our community and how we want to see that. And I'm not going to read all these out, but I'm going to start a couple of them. Many tribes, one nation. Remember earlier we talked about all the different people in here, right? The young lady, Shantina, right? She came up completely different than Miss Moni came up in the way she sees business. And that's okay, right? The way Neil is a company man, right? The way they do and operate in business is different, and that's okay, right? There's many tribes, one nation. How many of you are believers in faith, right? That's a tribe right there. Your ideological mindset is different than people who don't believe in faith. But guess what? You're still Black. Guess what? This nation still sees you a certain way. Historically, didn't care about you. You're still Black, right? We belong to one nation. We have to act like that, regardless of the tribes that we're a part of. And recognizing that we belong to different tribes, that's okay. It's okay to be a part of different tribes as long as we can get together and interchange. Self-love is one other one that I want to talk about in particular. I want you to close your eyes for 2 seconds for me. Just close your eyes. And I want you to say, I'll love myself. Come on, say it out loud. I'll love myself. I'll love my neighbor. I'll love my tribe. I'll love my family. All right. Open your eyes. That's how we want to be. That's how we defeat hate, right? We hear hate in our music. We see hate in our videos, right? We see hate in our community. And I'm talking about internal, right? There's a lot of people out there, right, fighting the fight outside of our community, looking outside of our community. But I'm talking about looking within our community. We have to deal with ourselves. We have to deal with how the various classes within our neighborhoods operate. And in order to do that, we have to love ourselves. Areas of focus here. We want to turn consumers and producers, we want to turn consumers into producers. We want to create generations of producers around here, right? We want to see more people creating and producing than we want to see just consumption. That's a major point. We're going to work on developing a Black agenda, and you can be a part of helping us do that. And then Black business media, right? I've already talked about that a little bit. We're doing some live streaming here. We're also recording this for future release and segment these things out. We want you to help us out with that if you're interested. Now, I want to talk to you about a few of our partners. A couple of them shouted us out earlier, right? You heard about the Business Roundtable earlier, right? Right? Miss Moni in the back right there. If you're not a part of the Business Roundtable, go talk to Miss Moni, right? She was the first guide in there. She launched this thing. And we partner with her because this vision is big. It's bigger than us, right? The goal is to lay down infrastructure. So in other words, we got to work with partners who are running the same race, running in the same lane, and maybe a part of a different tribe, but we're solving the same problem. So come on Facebook, join the Business Roundtable, and work to build mastery within your small business. That's what we do in the Business Roundtable. I want to talk about New Orleans Investment Group, another group with Miss Moni right there, right? Now, New Orleans Investment Group is designed as a platform to teach Black people about wealth and investing generationally. How many of you have a 401k? Raise your hand. All right. How many of you have an IRA? Raise your hand. All right. Less hands. How many of you have an investment worth more than $10,000 in the market in some securities? Raise your hand. Right. If you're not investing right now, not only in your business, right, to grow your business, but in your own personal, right? You heard Miss Erin earlier, right? You have to invest in yourself, not only in your business, but you have to invest in yourself. That's what we're doing here in the War Investment Group. We're teaching others, we're teaching us how to invest, right? We have a small education fund right now. It's a closed group so that you can actually be focused, you can be open and transparent and honest, right? We've had some wins and we've had some losses, some things that didn't work out well, but we get to have those conversations and learn. How many know what the PE ratio is of a company? If you don't know these things, these are the things you need to look for and how to invest. Now, Miss Erin is going to teach you a lot of these things, and she's going to make it real easy. But there's also things you're going to want to know for yourself so that you can invest. Not only have someone teach you to make sure you're safe, but you also want to be able to share this information with your kids, right? Start an investment account with your kids. Now, two other groups that are active, the Gulf Coast Minority Chamber, I talked about Brian earlier. He's here. There's a chamber. There's a minority chamber here, right, designed to focus on the minority community. We support Gulf Coast Black Business. It's all about that, right? It's a support group for Black businesses on Facebook. There's like 10,000 people in there. If you're not in that group, come join it. Who else did I not mention? Lloyd Richard, y'all heard that name earlier, Kukua Institute. They take history, they take Black history in particular, and pair it with science, technology, engineering, and math. Shop Black Pop-Up Shop, Queen Shami, she focuses on bringing Black businesses into groups like this and actually have vendor events and vendor fairs. So those are some of our partners that we work with. All right, so now that's a little bit about Bantucola. If you have a Black business and you're not in the Bantucola Black Business Directory, we have over 400 assets in Northwest Florida alone, from Pensacola to Panama City, and you want to get in, there is a free listing available for you. There's also paid listings, but we make it easy for every Black business to be a part of the directory. We can't practice group economics, and we can't be intentional about spending money with ourselves if we don't know what we have in our community. So we provide a free listing for every Black business to get in there. Now, it doesn't give you everything. It doesn't give you all the bells and whistles. We do need some funding to help support this, but that free listing gets you in the door. And once you're in the door, people can find you. And as people can find you, then you have room to grow. If you go to bantucola.com as the website, and you can quickly go here where it says add listing. From there, you'll have the opportunity to select your plan. Right now, I told you there's a free listing. There's some other numbers here. This is for restaurants and vendors. We do some extra stuff with menus and things. The advanced package is $50. That won't last forever. These numbers will go up. It's simple. You simply add your information, basic information about your business, right? You can even actually turn on this little Google bot right here, and it'll find you in Google My Business. So if you've already submitted your listing to Google My Business, the system will find you automatically and help fill your information out once you actually put your business name in there. But it's as simple as your address. If you don't have a business address that you want, like you don't want your home listed, that's okay. You can skip your address, but at least get your name and your contact information. If a business can't if a consumer can't contact you, then you don't exist. So you have to have some kind of way for them to be able to contact you. Web address, right? If you're selling wares online, phone number so people can reach out to you if you're providing services. If you don't have a physical address because you have a home office, or you're working virtually, that's okay. But if you have it, list it, because that makes you rock solid and ties you locally to the community. Next up, you're going to create a couple images. Hopefully you got a business logo. How many of y'all have business logos already? You have a brand. You have a brand for your business? If you don't have a brand for your business, who are you? It's just you. That's not a bad thing, but it's a place you need to go. You need to have something that represents your business other than just you, and it needs to be a brand. If you are the brand, you're a singer, you're an artist, that's okay. You still need a logo, right? Your name is your brand, and it's bigger than you, right? After that, you're going to log in and create your account. You're going to enter your email address and username. The system will send you a password or give you an option to set up your password at that point, and you're in the system for save and preview. Once you've saved and previewed you preview your account, you saved your account, we'll get a notification on the other side. Hey, you have a new listing submitted. We're going to reach out to you, make sure you're an actual black business, because that's where our focus at. That's our center point. After that, you're public. We'll promote you out across our social media platforms, and on a regular basis, you may see your name go out. We have over 400 assets, so guess what? Once a day, we promote a black business. If there's over 400 and we only got 365 days out of the year, you might get one promotion. If you want regular paid promotion, pick one of the paid plans, and we'll help you out with that as well. This QR code, take your phones out. I should have mentioned that in the early days. If you want a quick, easy access to get there, to get to Bantucola and how to add your listing, just take a snapshot of that. Pull that up on your phone. It'll take you right to the page to select your plan. Choose the free plan. Let me get out y'all way so y'all can do that, and I'll give you a few seconds to do that real fast. All right. Things you can do to help us out. Search Bantucola for black businesses to support. Be intentional. Spend 20% of your income with a black business if you can. Ladies, sometimes that's easier because you buy hair and things, and those things cost money, right? That's sometimes. Not everybody lives that life, and that's okay. But be intentional, right? We've got 2 black stores, grocery stores, actually 3 now, that are open in the area, right? You can buy groceries, fresh food, right? There's actually restaurants. There's ways you can be intentional. There's actually a black beauty supply shop here in town north of 9 Mile Road. There's plenty of ways to be intentional about spending your money, right? Be intentional about spending 20%. If you can do that, you make these platforms stronger. They can grow. They can expand. They can hire people who look like you, and that's a good thing. Create media. I mentioned it to you earlier. If you're not good at audio and video, that's okay. You want to write? Good. You're not a writer? That's okay. We got other ways that you can help and promote and support the community in creating media, and we can do that socially as well. Otherwise, volunteer a few hours a week if you're interested. Reach out to me when I'm done, and I'll set you up. We can have a conversation about how you can volunteer with Bantucola. Last but not least, if you're really interested in doing the thing, we have a Juneteenth thing we want to do called the State of Black Pensacola. Our goal is to talk about all the stats from our community. How many of y'all know what a KPI is? Key point indicator, right? Or OKR. You have an objective and you have key results you work towards, right? How many of y'all know what the graduation rate is for black students in Escambia County? How many of y'all know what the incarceration rate is for black juveniles in Escambia County? How many of y'all know what the economic impact of black businesses are in Escambia County? How many of y'all know what the buying power of the black population of Escambia County is? That's why we want to state that. Because if you know these facts, you can be smart, you can be intelligent. And if you're intelligent, then when someone comes and asks you for your vote, you say, well, how are you increasing the graduation rate of black students from 80% to 95%? I don't care if you're black, white, purple, Republican, Democrat, or from the moon. If you're going to increase that graduation rate from 80% to 95%, I'm going to vote for you, right? If you have a plan and then hold you accountable. But we can't hold people accountable if we don't know the stats, and that's important. All right. All of those things being said, we got a lot of work to do so that we can tell our stories, produce our own media, and practice group economics. It's very possible to do. That's my contact information. You can take a picture of it. Come see me at the media desk. Y'all have a great day. Thank you for coming out.
Okay, raise your hand. You have not got a door prize so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You don't count. Okay. And the reason I asked that, because I'm gonna tell you, I can guarantee you, a lot of the people that put names in here, it's probably gone, and I'll probably be standing here about 20 minutes calling names. Go ahead and give. She got one. You get her. You get her ticket. Okay. Come on, D, on up here. Let's pull 2 names real quick, and we just gonna go. Oh, let Tony do. Okay, put it in there. We gotta shake it up. Okay, just grab me one. You gotta turn your head. Hold on, we got 1 more coming. 2 more coming. Amen. Here, this here still. Who? What? You ain't put your. Give her from the front desk. Did you get a register? They told you to sign your name and print your email. No. Anybody else did not do it? You didn't do it. Well, how y'all bypass the front door? Front door. Okay, we got 2. So these 2 babies right here, which I knew this one had failed one time. I keep putting it up, twisted on me. Are compliments of Councilman's sister. She makes these, and she gave these as door prizes. So you got